Welcome to MagicGatheringStrat. It's me, Brennon, your lovable host. Along with me, as always, are my two co-hosts for this very special evening. Sam, the Vault Boy Hunter. Say hello, Sam.
Hello, everybody. All day long I've been wondering why people don't play Tassiger or Serum Visions or in Pauper. I can't remember the third card.
Jace.
Jace.
Yeah.
Super League for Pauper.
Hey, man. That'd be OP. And also with me is Dan, the fan of history.
Hello, guys. Oath of the Gatewatch.
Oh, my God. That's right, folks. Oath of the Gatewatch is upon us. And we have to protect the world from devastation, to unite all peoples within our nation, to denounce the evils of truth and love. Can you tell me what that's from?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's Pokemon.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it's the stupid
Team Rocket.
guy.
I never came close to it.
All right, we're not going to...
So, do we know the lore of Oath of the Gatewatch?
The lore?
Anybody?
It's like the Avengers.
They kicked Ulamog's ass and then swore an oath to do it again.
Yeah, for Kozilek, or they want to protect all peoples within their nation.
Yeah, or all the other
world
nations.
from devastation. Yeah,
Because
exactly.
Did Eldrazi lose now, or?
Well, we haven't seen where Big Emmy is. You know what kind of sucks though, and I'm already off topic. They did a whole lot of design for a third set of this trilogy.
They did?
Yes,
Because
Emrakul. Yeah, and Jace, Emrakul and Jace's new Planeswalker card. We're going to be in the third set.
And because they had to cut back, it probably was the reason the Inquisition of Kozilek didn't get a reprint.
Yep.
Because the decision to make the blocks 2 sets instead of 3 was made like halfway through development.
Wow,
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've read like 2 different articles about it today, and it's a bunch of BS. But, I mean, it was going to screw over one block eventually, right? So.
Or maybe they should have started with the set they specifically designed for 2. So, I don't know. Whatever.
Halfway through a development cycle.
That seems ridiculous.
It seems like
It's ridiculous because this is such a popular return.
Yeah.
So you thought this could be like 3 sets, but they didn't want to design Magic 2017.
Wow. Anyway, our week's in review is going to be pretty short. We're going to get straight to the spoilers, and then afterwards there'll be some Pauper Gauntlet talk. But let's first start off with Standard Pauper. This week, I think the big news for this week is that both Dan and I are in the top 8 for the Standard Pauper League.
Surely that's the big news.
That's crazy.
Say the bigger news is that if you guys both win, you play in the second round. You play each other in the second round, which is...
In the top 4?
Yeah,
semi-final.
Wow.
You and I.
All the incentive you guys need to win out in the first round, so...
It should have been the final.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine that? If it was us in the finals, that'd be nuts. But yeah, I can't believe it. I got the email. I was like, oh, I'm probably not on the bubble. And then I get the email. It's like, holy crap.
You must have had the best tiebreakers.
I had to be. Well, there it is. That's pretty cool. There was an SPDC and MPDC. We're not going to talk about it. Sorry, guys. But we got some more pressing issues to discuss. Just like Dan mentioned, it's Oath of the Gatewatch. Smells delicious. We're going to talk about all the commons. The commons that we don't like, we're just kind of going to breeze through. We'll give our little opinions on the ones we do like. So, without further ado, Oh, real quick. I couldn't find any other source other than TCG Player for all the commons. So we're using TCG Player website as our listing. Just throwing that out there for you.
I have another Warthos question here.
Sure, go for it.
What's up with the donkey ears on Nissa? Magic hasn't done that all the time. This is World of Warcraft influence.
Yeah, she's going to use donkey
Wow,
ears.
they're gigantic. That's a design.
Yeah, here we go.
It looks exactly like Heroes of the Storm and World of Warcraft.
All right, let's look up her first card. Nissa. Well, that first Nissa card, it's pretty donkey-like.
Maybe it's Zendikar elves have donkey ears, but I'm sure there are elves that do not have donkey ears in Magic.
Is she from Zendikar?
Yeah.
Okay. And the rest of them
She
were
sparked in Zendikar, right? She sparked through
Oh,
Zendikar.
that's right. She was in Zendikar, sparked to Lorwyn, right? And then decided that those elves were too ugly.
They were all black elves. Nobody wants to play with the black elves.
Whoa.
Looking at the Alpha Lanware elves, so they have pretty big ears, but they are still like stuck to the head.
Oh, yeah, they're going straight back, not out.
Yeah.
They're not handlebars. Yeah, I hear you.
I hate those ears. Okay, back to the set review.
Set review, here we go. We're going to go pure alpha. We normally try to go by color, but again, why does nobody update their website? I don't get it. Every other time we've done this.
Why MagicCards.info doesn't have the spoiler up. They normally have it up within like 24 hours of it going full spoiler. So it's really strange. The last set that was updated was Battle. But I remember us doing Battle like that Monday night, and it was up there. Gatherer always takes like a week, so I didn't expect it.
Yeah, I guess Gatherer doesn't want to have someone go, well, you said it was in standard, even though it doesn't actually release for 2 weeks. Y'all did this. All y'all whiny people.
One bad apple.
It's because of you.
The chipmunks.
The chipmunks. All right, here we go. Let's look at this. Abstruse interference. Abstruse means strange or unknown. So, abstruse interference, devoid. It's a 2 and a blue, but colorless. Instant. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. It's a 3 mana force spike. But you put a 1/1 Eldrazi Scion token on the battlefield.
I have a problem.
Yeah.
Not with the card necessarily, but my first card on the link that you sent is Ancient Crab.
Ancient Crab?
And my first is Alpha Protector.
What?
But we can find abstruse interference. Let's go with your order.
How is that even possible?
I have no idea. I had to look up abstruse interference on
Baby Jane.
the link.
Oh,
Yeah.
at the top, make sure products sorted by A to Z.
Oh, that's it. Okay. A to Z. That's what I missed. Okay, there it is.
Same here, yeah.
Okay, and it should have the link on the side for near the bottom for all commons. There'll be 72 of those bad boys.
Yeah. Okay, that's better.
All right. So this seems, man, if you want to counter something, you have better options.
This is horrible.
Yeah, I don't
Still
even know.
have cancel, right?
Cancel? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's just a hard counter at
Right.
3.
Exactly. So just do that. Don't do this one. Okay. Let's go to the next one. What do we have here? Alpha Protector. Oops. It is 2 and a white. Human, soldier, ally. With vigilance. Cat. It is a 1/4 for 3 mana.
Very unexciting.
Yeah, with vigilance. Now, if it was... What was that?
I do like the fact that it's the Alfalfa Protector.
The Alfalfa Protector. Nice.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh. Akum Flame Seeker. 2 and a red for a 3/2 human shaman ally with cohort. Cohort means tap this and another ally and discard a card, draw a card for a 3/2. Now, 3 mana for a 3/2, that's okay. Not terribly exciting. Cohort, it adds something, but you are tapping down 2 creatures to draw and discard. That sucks.
How many red playable allies are there?
This one? I don't know.
Because if you can have an ally deck, it's not good enough for classic Pauper, of course, but in standard Pauper, if you could have a deck with all the cards, all the creatures were allies, then I think this is playable. Because 3/2 for 3 is okay-ish.
Right. But you have to tap 2 creatures to get that. You can't attack with them. You're just sitting there.
Yeah, but if there is a board stall, then you will come out ahead. So it's like the backup plan. The plan A is to beat down with 3 power.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy who won the first part of the double league was playing a 4-color allies deck.
It was.
Yeah. And so, I mean, 1 or 2 of these could slot into that easily because he was playing white, black, red, and green, I think. The only thing he wasn't playing was blue because blue doesn't really have any viable allies. So, I mean, in a deck like that, I could definitely see it being good enough. It's not, I mean, classic Pauper, there's so many better choices to loot, or this is the other version, right? You discard first, so it's the rummage effect. So it's just not good.
Right. Well, okay. Let's see, what is the next one?
Are we giving rates today or not?
Grades? I have not come up with any grades.
All right.
I haven't put that much thought into it, but I mean, we could probably do it on the fly, and that's probably like a D.
I'm thinking this is a C.
Which one? The
last card
ally?
was
Yeah,
the last card was a D-, and the first one was an F.
Yeah, first one's a failure.
Yeah.
He says, think this one's a D?
I think it's a D.
I think this is a C-.
C-, okay. Ancient Crab, 3 mana for a 1/5.
That's defensive.
Yeah. If there's a super aggro deck, you can use this to get in the way.
The problem is that the super aggro decks will be able to punch through this.
Yep.
Yeah, there's enough can't block in the format.
Oh, I know. There's some awesome can't block in the format.
Or Team or Battle Rages.
Team or Battle Rage.
So it's probably
So what are you actually blocking here?
nothing.
Tokens. Yeah. It's too much.
You can block green guys quite
Yeah,
well.
You could. I would rather spend just a couple more mana. Or maybe just 1 mana and get a 5/5 Gurmag Angler.
Yeah, but now you're heavily into blue here if you're playing Ancient Crab, so maybe there's
Sure.
when the mana fixing dies, this might be more interesting.
Well, that's true. That's something we got to think about, especially when it comes to the next set. We're going to have to really talk about, number 1, the fact that they essentially added a 6th color with those colorless ones, and this right here, we're losing all of the dual-colored lands.
I mean, there's no guarantee that they're going to put the colorless the way it is as an additional color into Innistrad. It doesn't make, thematically, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Who knows? Oh well.
Maro knows.
But they didn't label it like Phyrexian mana, where it's like wholly into the Phyrexian lore, but they even made the symbol look like Phyrexia. This new glass symbol is just a diamond.
Yeah, the diamond symbol.
So,
Yeah, so it will probably return.
oh, I'm sure. Well, every card that's going to produce colorless is now going to say it produces glass instead of 1. So,
Yeah.
all right. Let's say this is a D.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I like this one. Blinding Drone. 1 in a blue for a 1/3. Like it already. Devoid. Pay glass, tap it, and tap target creature. See, that's something I can get behind right there.
Tap target angler.
Tap target angler, yes. Tap target flyer, I can't block yet.
This has always been Blue's version of removal, basically. So I think this is like a B. I mean, it's a decent creature if you want a defensive deck. I don't know if there's a real defensive deck in the format or anything, but I like it quite a bit.
Traditionally, these cards are good if the ability doesn't cost mana.
Yeah.
But now you have to pay a mana for it. You get a mediocre creature. It dies to the most common removal in the format. I think it's a C at best.
Yeah, I was thinking C.
Well, so are you guys?
It's immune to Twin Bolt, though. That's good.
Oh, and that new one that does 2 damage.
Yeah, but that's pretty bad.
It is, but you can't. It makes them can't block. All right. Well, Sam hates us for our opinion.
It's okay. Everybody has opinions.
They're like buttholes. Yes. Everybody's got one.
And they smell.
They smell. Yes.
That they do.
Here we go. We've seen this before. It's Bonesaw.
Okay.
Bonesaw.
0 casting artifact. Equip creature gets +1/+0. Equip 1. Dun dun dun.
That's not worth a card.
No, unless you're going full surge. Are you going full surge, Dan? Or should nobody go full surge?
No, but it does help with surge, definitely.
Yep. There is a card coming up that I like that's surge. And
it would probably fit into all those combo decks that are looking for 0 mana artifacts in Classic
yeah, that's right. Too bad we don't have that banishing knack or whatever it was.
Combo anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, because we had Silknet when that was out.
I doubt we will see this in Standard Pauper, though.
No. It doesn't make any sense.
But being a 0 mana artifact is interesting for Classic Pauper.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been around in Classic Pauper for years and sees no play. Okay, I didn't even know it was a reprint, so
yeah,
I'll forget about it.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. This is a reprint.
F.
Okay. Boulder Salvo. This card makes me irrationally angry. It's 4 and a red for a sorcery. It better destroy the world at 5 mana. Boulder Salvo deals 4 damage to target creature. That is total crap.
When it got spoiled, I emailed Brennon and I said, look, it kills Angler, and Brennon was like, no,
nope.
Did you have a stroke, Sam?
It doesn't kill Angler. But the surge cost is 1 and a red, which okay, surge, just for the sake of this show for right now, we're only going to mention this once. If you cast a spell before it, your teammate casts a spell this turn, you can pay the surge cost instead of its normal cost. Here's the deal. This should be a sorcery that's 1 and a red to deal 4 damage, and the surge cost should just be red.
That would be pretty good, but I think if it was exactly like this, but the surge cost was red, it would be interesting too. But now you have to build your Flame Slash, jump through hoops, and it still costs twice as much as normal.
I know. This is awful.
It does, on the surge, it does cost 1 less than the last time they screwed up Flame Slash.
Oh, really? Was it? Oh, 2. It was 2 and a red for that.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of it anymore because I just banished it from my brain. But I mean, it's interesting, but I don't think it's all that great. It's just push for limited. I don't know. It's probably not playable.
I can't imagine.
The big question for Standard Pauper is, what do you want to kill that has 4 toughness? The only thing this card screams out to me is that I can't kill Garmagangler.
Right, and that's exactly what we were discussing. It's
If it dealt 5 damage, awesome.
yeah, that's not bad. I'm down with that.
But Angler will live through this. So,
Yeah.
what creatures have 4 toughness in Standard Pauper right now?
The problem is that you'd want to
Alfalfa
What
protector.
you'd want to have it to respond to a prowess guy getting bigger, and it doesn't.
Oh, no, it's
3 speed. So it's just not good. It's just not playable.
yeah, it sucks. I give it a D.
Yeah, I'll give it a D too, provided that there is a 4 toughness creature that we want to kill, because killing this and then swinging in with Mage Ring Bully or something seems nice.
That's true.
I give it a D minus.
D minus. All right, let's look at this one. Brute Strength.
Faith in Dragonfire was the ultimate.
That's
Bathing
it.
Dragonfire.
Thank you, Roberto.
Good job, Roberto. He's like basically honorary 4th member of the show. Alright, Brute Strength, 1 in a red, instant. Target creature gets +3/+1 and gains Trample until end of turn. So, we don't have the Titan... Well, we still have Titan Strength.
Yeah, we do
wait.
have Titan Strength, so...
Huh. Is it worth it for Trample to pay 1 more?
I'd rather spend,
You'd
would you
rather...
rather spend 3 Titan Strength and then Teamer Battle Rage something? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this looks horrible, actually.
Yeah. Since we still have Titan Strength, I'm giving this a D minus.
Yeah, D for me.
I give it a D minus.
D
If
minus.
Teamer Battle Rage didn't give Trample, this would be interesting, but it
That's true.
does.
It does. And
Maybe after
gives double
rotation
strike.
goes up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll readdress this in.
Yeah, you can kill Hooting Mandrills with...
Hooting Mandrills.
damage.
Sure.
So that's something.
It still giving it a D.
Yep.
It is something though. All right, next one. Canopy Gorger. Vanilla creature is vanilla. It's 4 green for a worm. That's a 6/5.
Yeah, this is an F.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Can't play this.
click down here.
If you intend to pay 5 or 6 mana for a creature, there are much better creatures.
There are, and like this one is 5 mana. It's interesting. 4 in a red for a Hellion. Has trample. It's a 4/4. There's another 4/4 you can kill with that shitty card. When Cinder Hellion enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to target opponent.
Why couldn't it be just a crappy Flame Tongue Kavu? Why couldn't it hit a creature? And
That'd be nice.
That would be sweet, but this is not sweet.
No,
Though it is red, so
It is.
and red doesn't have too many good creatures.
right? So, for a 4/4, you're paying 5. Does have trample, and you get the added bonus of it doing 2 damage.
Yeah, I think you can ignore that. But 4/4 Trampler for 5 is marginally placed. There's probably a better creature anyway. What is the high end in the red decks? There is a card they tend to play for 5 mana.
I thought it was that 5/4. Is that the one with dash? Which one has dash?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Brute. I can't remember the first part of it anymore.
But yeah, I would rather play that.
Yeah, that's better.
It is better.
If you
So-
desperately need Trample, maybe this is the card for you. D minus.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm not down with this. But I'm still liking the upside, which keeps it from failing. Alright, oops. There we go. Down to the bottom of the page. Let's go to page 2. Alright. Comparative analysis. 3 in a blue. Instant. Draw 2 cards. Target player draws 2 cards.
Treasure Cruise 2.0.
Yeah. However, you can surge it for 2 and a blue.
So best case, it's an instant speed divination.
True.
And that will see play.
Yeah.
I mean, we have one right now from Origins, and it doesn't seem like at all.
Yeah. Artificer's Epiphany?
Of course, I'm just drawing a blank. Give me a sec. I'll look it up while we keep talking.
Someone will play this.
Yeah, blue needs to draw cards, and this is the way to do it in May.
Yes, agreed. I'm giving this a C-.
Yeah, for now, stick with your Treasure Cruises.
Oh yeah, use nothing but.
So one question is this better than divination or worse?
That's a good question, man. Divinations? I don't know. The fact that don't we already have an instant draw 2 cards?
Yeah, we fate.
Yeah. But just that it has the option of
being one less.
Yeah. That's
but what you're
good.
Doing it to do it the best would be to cast an instant on your opponent's turn and then surge this.
Right.
So
that's a lot of work.
Yeah. And We Fade is just always for draw 2 cards. And this, I guess, you could just go pay 4. I'm going to always pay 4. I know I am. And I mean, it's identical in that regard. So I guess sometimes you just get the added bonus of being able to surge it.
It's true.
Divination is not in the format, right?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it being played. I would assume it was
divination is probably better because you have the if you're stuck on 3 lands, it's pretty important to be able to cast it.
I see.
It rotated out in M15 and Born of the Gods.
I hope it will be back, and then I will play it over this.
It was in last Innistrad, wasn't it?
It wasn't.
It's been in like 20 sets or something.
Okay.
It'll probably be back.
Dark Ascension.
Dark Ascension. Okay. Well, there you go. All right.
Inspiration's the other card. Is also in the format, right?
Which one?
Inspiration.
Inspiration.
Artificer's Epiphany is in. Inspiration is not in. It last was printed Return to Ravnica.
Artificer's Epiphany is, of course, better if you have Artifact, but there are almost no artifacts.
Not a common. Right. Okay, yeah. C- for me. What do we got here? Oh boy, this is one perverted card.
Consuming Sinkhole.
Consuming Sinkhole. 3 in a red. Instant. Devoid. Choose one. Exile target land creature. Almost not relevant. Or, the other option is Consuming Sinkhole deals 4 damage to target player. Okay. How much is Lava Axe?
5.
Is it a sorcery or an instant?
It's a sorcery.
How much does it cost?
5.
It costs 5 to cast for Lava Axe? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, this is 4 to cast. Instant. 1 damage less.
This could enable some sort of burn deck if there were enough burn in the format. Because doing 4 to the face for 1 card is very nice.
It's pretty good, and it's instant.
But I don't think there is enough burn in standard Pauper right now.
If we don't get... Right, I agree. I'm holding out hope that they'll bring burn back with Innistrad. With all the great burn that Innistrad had. But
some flashback burn spells would be nice.
Oh...
There are a lot of land creatures in standard Pauper right now, but these abilities are both too weak. So what do they add up to?
Oh, man.
Let's see.
D
C minus.
C, yeah, I'm thinking C minus, and I'm hanging that hope on the fact that we will get some more burn in the next set, and I know that's probably false hope, but that's my reasoning. I think we should keep your eye on it.
Yeah, it might be a card for the future.
Yeah. But it's killing that new Boros land, which I find hilarious, with a giant butthole.
It gets around circle of protection.
It sure does get around circle of protection. That's a great point.
It doesn't, of course, hit a creature, which is far more relevant most of the time, but whatever.
So everybody...
I don't think we'll see anyone playing this in...
No.
Get rid of all your fire blasts.
Yeah.
And use this card. No, we're not going to do that. Alright. Yep. C minus for me. Let's go to the next one. Here, this one I like. Containment Membrane. 2 and a blue. Enchantment Aura. Enchanted creature does not untap during its controller's untap step. So, kind of like a Claustrophobia for 2 and a blue, but you can surge it for 1 blue. Just a blue. That I like a lot.
The problem is that it is so much weaker than Claustrophobia because you have to... You probably can't tap the creature yourself, so you have to wait for it to attack.
Hey, there's a blue devoid creature that comes with the tap ability.
Yeah, living the dream. But anything with search blue is interesting for the prowess deck.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like Clutch of Carons proved to be so powerful just because you could cast it for 1 mana. And this you can cast for 1 mana.
Yep.
And actually it combos pretty decent with Clutch. Or Frozen in Ice, which is the tap version of Clutch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which doesn't see play. And I think it's too hard to find both of these cards. But if Gurmagangler hits me and I can search this onto Gurmagangler next turn, I will be pretty happy.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
that
this
might be
that.
best case scenario mentality, sadly.
I don't know. If you can surge it for 1 on just about anything that's annoying you, I think it's pretty good, man.
Yeah, but most of the time you want to get a blocker out of the way. So I think it's good only in a race situation or if you are entirely defensive. But having to take the hit, I think this is not good enough. It's a D.
I think it will see more play.
If somebody puts this on my Matering Bullies, I would be very upset.
Right, because they have to attack. Yep. I don't know. I'm giving it a C.
My thing about it is that pacifism is in the format.
No, that's true.
And you don't have to dance through hoops. It just does its job.
Claustrophobia is a lot better, and it's barely playable.
Yeah.
That's true. The only thing about this is all the tap effects that are happening. This punishes them for using their tap creature to do blah. So
that's true. But are there any tap effects?
There are some coming out with all the cohort, if that gets used.
But will they see any play?
Well, but there's also a bunch of ones that tap to add glass mana, tap to, deal 1, or that one that draws a card. I don't know if it draws a card, but I think there's one that's like 3 in a glass, tap, draw a card, something like that. But
that's right.
So that's why I'm giving it a C. Could be wrong. I could be just best casing out my containment membrane fantasies.
Yeah, I think you are.
I'll give it a C minus.
So there we go. It's not making the Dean's list.
Nope.
All right. Corpse Churn. 1 in a black. Instant. Put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard Then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Is this enabling a strategy I'm unaware of?
I think this is the best card so far, quite clearly.
This gets you playing Classic Pauper.
I doubt that.
I could see playing it in my Tortured Toolbox deck because I'm already playing some iffy cards to get stuff into my graveyard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what are you cutting for this?
Probably one of those other iffy cards because they're typically sorceries.
Oh, and this is. Oh, I didn't realize. I wasn't even thinking about this being instant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean,
so you would consider it to be like Tortured Existence number 5?
No, I would play it as not Seek the Horizons, but the other one, Commune with the Gods. I think is what I'm playing.
But that's more cards in your graveyard than this.
It is, but it costs one more at sorcery speed.
Does it cost one more? It's the same cost, right?
I thought it cost 3.
No, Commune with the Gods is 1 in the green.
And Commune with the Gods help you find Tortured Existence?
It does. Maybe not.
I doubt this is good enough for Classic Pauper, but I think it's definitely good enough for Standard Pauper, and it will slot right into all those decks that, you just want to cast an Angler, or there is a lot of graveyard shenanigans going on already. So
right. I had it in my head that this was a sorcery from the moment I saw it. No, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I wonder if it makes a lot of difference that it's an instant.
I don't know. I'm a pretty big fan of instants, and I like the fact that you don't have to target a creature first.
That's true.
You can just put the top 3 cards in, then you just pick one. So there's no targeting. So you don't even have to have one in your yard to use it.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I like that.
That's have a good amount of flexibility. So I like that.
Well, I think if you don't get the creature, if then it's horrible. But it will be very easy to set up to get a creature.
Well, on turn 2, you're putting 4 cards in the yard.
Yeah.
If you pull nothing out.
So that enables Angler and Treasure Cruise, and that's interesting.
Turn 3 for the Angler and turn 4 for the Cruise.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty good.
That ain't bad. Okay.
I think this will see a lot of play, actually, in Standard Pauper.
Especially if there's Graveyard, Shananes, and Innistrad.
And of course there will be.
Yep.
I doubt that they're going to bring back Graveyards to Innistrad.
Yeah. The Gothic Horror block. That's ridiculous. What am I thinking?
So I'm giving this a B.
B, huh?
I'll give it a C+.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know what I'm going to give it. I'm going to abstain.
I think it compares pretty good to Anticipate. And it's better.
I think in the deck that it wants to be in, it definitely does.
Yeah. Because, throwing stuff in the yard when you want it. That's pretty good. But, now that it's instant speed, I haven't had a chance to really think about it. But it's good. It's good stuff there. And the fact that it doesn't target something, I like it.
Also, before the show, I forced Roberto to give me 3 cards that he liked from the set. He didn't like any cards, but I forced him to like 3. And this was one of them.
Oh, Roberto. So, now write a report on why you like them, Roberto.
Yes, all 3 of them.
At least 4 pages.
And deliver it to us,
60,000 words.
60,000. That's a big article.
It is.
Moving on.
All right. Crumbling Vestige is our first new land. It's a land. Enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Tap. Add glass to your mana pool.
What an interesting design.
Isn't it, though?
Oh, it took them 20 years to come up with this. There is no land like this, right?
No, there is nothing.
But is
Very
it any
nice.
good? This is one of the cards that has made me think about the card itself.
Yeah.
Yes.
A bunch. Because is it at the end of the day, is it any good? It's interesting, but the fact that it taps for colorless after.
Yeah.
I guess if you drop it, have a Delver turn 1, but so does an island, and an island is infinitely more flexible.
Or
I
if you're
play Tendo Ice Bridge in Modern.
Yeah.
And this is somewhat similar. Of course, the Ice Bridge is better because you don't have to use it right away. But I think this will see play in Classic Pauper.
Right. I was just thinking that.
Yeah, because it will enable weird combo decks. This is something you would have. I think this is a combo card. Because having access to any mana,
right,
is powerful enough to make people play it.
Yeah. So basically, it's the Pauper Tendo.
Yep. I doubt it will see any use. Maybe in that 4-color allies deck.
Yeah, it does enable going all the way on colors, that and the other common land.
Yeah, but of course, not having the colors the next turn is a big disadvantage.
Yeah, it is.
But this was a super good design.
I give him an A+ for exploring new territory.
Yeah, and this is almost impossible to rate right now.
Yeah, we've never had anything like it. I don't even know what to think about it.
Other than build around me.
It is. It's pretty good for multicolored decks. Sam, I know you love multicolored decks.
3 colors. Roberto will probably try to jam it into a 5-color deck.
Why not?
Yeah, for sure.
You can have 4 of them.
I wonder, if it would help shore up, Slivers or something like that, an aggro deck that needs 2-color mana. Well, the problem with that, though, is it's still a tempo hit. See, this is the problem that I'm having with this.
But it isn't a tempo hit.
It fixes your mana when you first play it, but it is tapped, and it is colorless after it untaps.
Right.
So it doesn't really speed you up. So
it just fixes.
Or is it Lotus Petal 5 through 8?
That's interesting. But I think the biggest advantage of Lotus Petal is the ability to play it like a Mox.
Yep. Can. I don't know what to give it. I give it, like I said,
the most interesting card so far.
I give it an A for design, but as far as playability,
we're going to have to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roberto says it's overrated.
We haven't even rated it, Roberto.
Yeah, but not by us. But yeah, moving on.
Yeah.
Cultivator Drone. 2 and a blue. Creature. Eldrazi Drone. Devoid. Tap, add colorless. Spend it only to cast colorless or activate colorless permanent abilities, stuff, and things. It's a 2/3 for 3.
It's weird. Why does blue get ramp?
Blue has so little ramp, and this is very, very specific ramp.
It's sort of similar to the artifact ramp we've seen before in blue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Which is all of those cards that I can think of are a lot better than this one.
Yeah, if I'm giving it a grade, it is a C- in a devoid deck. Otherwise, it's a D.
I'd rather just
it's
spend
just a D.
2 extra mana and play the 5/5 that taps for 2 colorless.
Oh yeah, that one.
That guy.
Cool.
I'd rather just play him.
He's big.
Yeah, he's big. This guy isn't big.
Nope.
And is the void really a thing in Standard Pauper, or could it be after this set?
I'm guessing after this set we can actually see it, because there just wasn't enough in the previous one.
Yeah.
That white Doomblade looks pretty awesome, but I think that's rare.
It is.
Oh well.
Okay, I'm giving this a D.
D. Okay, fair.
C minus.
C minus. Okay, here we go. Dazzling Reflection. 1 and a white. Instant. You gain life equal to target creature's power. The next time that creature would deal damage this turn, prevent that damage. It's a crazy
Well, I'm
mini
glad
card.
Whirlwind Adept has hexproof, so it can't be targeted by
This would shut Whirlwind all the way down. Oh man.
Oh, you attack? Well, now I gain life, and it does nothing.
This really kills Temur Battle Rage.
Oh, snap. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, in the landfall decks, it's
Yeah.
horrible. Like, oh, you have a 12 power, very nice.
That's beautiful. I love it.
I think. I mean, this is a good sideboard card. Because I can't imagine running it main deck.
Yeah, it's a sideboard card for sure.
Sideboard.
But
Agreed.
it's a really interesting effect.
Yeah, I'm getting
Because
it.
normally you get it the other way.
Yeah.
So,
I would be quite scared of this with playing is at prowess. Because with anything else than Whirlwind Adept, for a Matering Bully can get pretty big, and if this is a...
Oh, that unblockable one. Spellfist.
Yeah, if this is a possibility, I have to play entirely differently.
Yeah, because if you go
I'm
all
already
in...
inclined to sideboard out Titan Strength and Battle Rage a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And if I face white, then I know they have this, then I will probably do that.
There you go. Cool. Yep. All right. Well,
Good sideboard card.
I agree. Eldrazi Aggressor. 2 and a red. Eldrazi Drone. Devoid. It's a 2/3. Another 2/3 for 3. Eldrazi Aggressor has haste as long as you control another colorless creature. Here's something to give you a benefit for having a Devoid deck.
Yeah, you get the 2/3 haste. Yay!
Hey, it should be a 3/2. I don't know why it's a
it
2
should be a 3/2 for red at 3. I don't understand why they flipped it.
Why does red have a big butt? Doesn't make any sense.
Super strange.
Oh well. It's not bad.
Our 2/3 is bad.
Well,
2/3 for 3 is unplayably bad.
I mean, look at all the dash guys.
yeah. Oh, I'm playing all of them over this. I'm not playing any. I'm not playing this over any of those. Not even close. So when those leave, we can come back to this. But
Cry. Sob. This is all we have left. Oh, God. Something like that.
yeah, exactly. Oh well. Yeah, I'll give it a. I don't know. I'm probably not playing this right now. I can't think of what you would play this over.
No, moving on.
Yep.
This is an F.
A little Uprising. This card I want to talk about because I love it. It's 1 and a green. Instant. Target land you control becomes a 4/4 elemental creature with haste until end of turn. It is still a land. It must be blocked if able. Turn 2. Well, actually, turn 3. I'm attacking you with a 4/4. Yay. I don't know. It reminds me of Giant Baiting, which is one of the cards that I love.
It's a removal spell, isn't it?
Yeah. You attack me with your blah 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 elemental uprising.
Boom.
I mean,
I block it.
yeah.
Or if they have something out there that you want out of the way right now, it is removal.
And I guess it does combo with like Battle Rage pretty well.
It does
Gets the Ferocious right away.
Trample.
Rample.
Ferocious Trample.
Yeah, surprise blocker or just remove something if the opponent has just one creature.
Yep.
Yeah, this actually removes Whirlwind Adept.
Oh.
It does.
Some of the time, but enough of the time to be irritating.
Yep.
It's actually probably pretty decent against most of the prowess deck.
It's not bad. I love it, so I am giving it a B-.
I'll give it a C+. I don't think I'm that far off from you, though.
I'm giving it a C. But yeah, it will see play, I think.
I think so too. Alright, what do we got next? Expedite. This is where things get interesting. One red, just a single red, instant. Target creature gains haste until end of turn. Draw a card.
Very nice.
Yeah, that little caveat. So, you can surge something and draw a card, and whatever you played this turn gains haste, something like, I don't know, whatever. This is pretty good.
In the Prowess deck, you can throw away something costing 2 for this and get more 1 costing cards, and that's, I think that is a thing.
It's pretty good.
And of course, if Whirlwind Adept comes down and has haste, or just a hasted Maturing Bull, this will be scary. I'm gonna test this.
Good, because I think it's good. Does anybody here remember if Crimson Wisps was in Standard Pauper?
Oh, I don't remember.
Pauper. I don't remember.
I don't remember it being in Standard Pauper. I know people were toying with a mono red Tron deck, playing them for crushers and stuff.
Wow.
But this is functionally better because it doesn't turn the creature red.
True. Yeah,
Reckless Charge is the big card in Pauper.
Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna give it a B-.
I think it's a C2. That is, it will see play, but it will not be a 4 of.
I'll give it a C+.
Okay.
You're right there.
Very interesting. Still, draw a card in red. Strong. Oh, last one. Let's go to the next page. 3. Expedition Raptor 3/2. Flying Bird 2/2. When Expedition Raptor enters the battlefield, support 2, which means put a 1/1 counter on up to 2 creatures.
Other target creatures.
Yeah. Not this one.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Angel.
Is this a worse supply line Cranes?
Doesn't the Cranes just... Oh, the Cranes is a 3/3 though, right?
I think so. I'm going to look it up real quick. Here, hold on.
And it gives 1/1 counter.
Supply line Cranes. Yeah, it's a 2/4.
Oh, wow.
And puts a 1/1 counter on something.
So that
could be itself. It's a worse... I don't know. You can put it up to 2. If you have a lot of tokens, maybe that's a good thing.
It's a bit similar to the red card that was a 4/4 trample for 5 and did 2 damage. Because this 2 of these 4 power has haste.
Oh, I see, because they were already out there.
Yeah, and it's flying, which is better than trample.
Yeah. It's just a 2/2 though.
I think the biggest hindrance is that it costs 5.
And you have to have 2 creatures.
Right. Otherwise, if you're just casting this, you're casting a flying 2/2 for 5.
Okay. Moving on. D-.
Yeah, it's too much work.
Too much work. Here's something I like.
5 mana is a ton in Standard Pauper.
Yes, it is. It's a lifetime. Goblin Free Runner. 3 in a red. Goblin Warrior Ally. Hey, another red ally. It has Menace. It's a 3/2. See, that's what red's supposed to have. Now, check this out. Its Surge is 1 in a red. Getting a 3/2 for 1 in a red is hot.
Yeah, this card was 3 mana in M15.
So
it's either 4 or 2.
Yeah, the Goblin, whatever, Menace Bully.
Krinko's Enforcer and the other.
That's the one.
So, but the problem in Standard Pauper is that you don't have 1-drops, really. So, you have to do something and then play this, or...
I mean, if this comes down on turn 4, like its natural cost is, it's just not good enough.
But for 2 mana it is.
For 2 mana it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But that would still be turn 4 typically.
I think this will see play.
Yeah, I do too. Just the ability. This and one coming up, I think, could be in a Surge deck, and you're going to be pretty pleased when it happens. And you're not going to be crying. C, yeah, I agree. Solid C.
I'd give it a C.
Alright, Gravity Negator. Hey, it's Negator. 3 and a blue, Eldrazi Drone. It's a 2/3 flying with Devoid. Interesting. Whenever Gravity Negator attacks, you may pay a glass. If you do, another target creature gains flying until end of turn. It's that pet raptor. What was that? The condor? Trained condor?
Yeah,
Trained condor.
Yeah. Anyway.
It did say play, didn't it?
Yeah.
But it was 3 mana, and this is 4.
This is 4, but this is a 2/3. That was a 2/1, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like thinking, oh, my Whirlwind Adept can fly. It's amazing. But that's very much best case scenario mentality.
Hey, but it's not best case scenario to think that you'll have at least something else out there.
And I mean, it's pretty tough to kill when there's not a lot of removal that hits 3 casting costs or 3 toughness stuff.
The Fiery Impulse.
Yeah. And the problem with this compare this to Vulture's Haven, so much worse.
Yeah.
And I think Vulture's Haven is what it takes to be a 4-mana creature in Standard Pauper.
Okay.
I don't think this makes the cut.
Well, if it doesn't now, let's hold on our opinion for later, because this does do something.
Yeah, but you still have to play this card and be prepared for the situation where this is your only creature, and that will suck so hard.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this is D+.
Yeah, I think D+ now. Let's talk about it.
I go C-.
What do you want to see printed for this to be amazing?
A Welkin turn. I don't know.
Does combo nice with the turn.
Yeah. Something.
Then just play Welkin turn.
Oh, okay. Let's just play Welkin turn. I don't know. Something big, clunky, but
okay.
cheap.
Let's see how bad mana fixing has become, or a ramp.
Right. Okay. Here we go. Hedron Crawler. 2 mana for an 0/1 construct. Tap to add glass to your mana pool. Wah, 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 wah.
Well, we do have Twin Bolt and its new sibling in the format. And that makes this card pretty bad.
Yeah. We can call it Twin Dolt. Lols.
I mean, it couldn't be a 1/1 for 2.
I know.
Casting cost 0/1.
Or hell, an 0/2.
I mean, somebody in playtesting hated this card. And
yeah, when mirrors are overpowered.
Oh my god, it's a mirror. Holy crap, I didn't even think about it.
But the mirrors all tap.
Handicapped mirror.
So
Yeah,
it's probably just like a D-, right? I mean,
I'm not playing it.
If you really, really need to ramp, this is one of the few ways to do it.
You better want that ramp real bad.
Yeah, but compare it to the elf. It's still in Origins, right? The 2 mana 2/1 elf.
Yeah.
Yeah, play that instead.
Yes, play that instead. Unless you
Because you're
need
probably
glass
green
mana.
if you really, really need to ramp.
Right. So don't play this huge. I don't know.
D-.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good
I
rate.
agree.
yeah.
Alright, here's another land. Holdout Settlement. Interesting. Tap to add glass to your mana pool. Tap and tap an untapped creature you control. Add 1 mana of any color. This is a land that is a Springleaf Drum.
Yeah. That sounds good. Interesting design again.
Yep. Man, they explored some cool space at Common.
This will find the deck.
Oh, yeah.
In Classic Pauper. I don't know if it will find one here.
Does it slot into Affinity, do you think? I'm just trying to think about decks that run Springleaf Drum. There aren't very many.
I think Springleaf Drum is just better.
Yeah, because it still affects Affinity.
Okay, yeah, and you don't want to take out any artifact lands.
But there might be... This is an interesting card. Definitely requires more thinking. I think this could see some play somewhere. And there's some tokens in Standard Pauper right now.
Yeah, tokens. The other thing in Classic Pauper is an Aristocrats deck where you're doing more damage sacrificing, so you don't care if they're tapped.
The problem is that you need to be able to play this colorless land and then need some fixing. You need a third or fourth color at least that you want to fix with this land. But I think there could be use here.
Yep, I don't know how to evaluate it.
No, it's perhaps this is also a build around card.
What would we give Springleaf Drum in the current meta? Standard Pauper.
C.
Would you play it? Would you play it in the tokens deck for ramp, or why would you play Springleaf Drum in Standard Pauper right now?
I don't know.
Getting mana from the token seems like a pretty good thing, but this card doesn't do that.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe Springleaf Drum is playable right now, but this isn't.
It gets mana from tokens.
No, it just gets the mana that you would get from a land anyway.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, you're saying it doesn't get extra mana.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge detriment that I hadn't thought about, because you're just tapping a land for mana. You're not
tapping a creature.
When rotation happens and we lose a lot of the fixing, because it's almost assured Innistrahd's not going to be the level that we've been used to recently, this probably goes up. But it's really hard to rate right now.
It's a really unreliable way to fix things as well.
Yeah, because you have to have something to cast something.
But if you're going down to 2 colors, which is probably what's going to happen to Standard Pauper, maybe it's a little better. But
if there were good cards that grow bigger the more colors you used, then this would be good. But those cards are so bad.
Oh, that one green one?
That's one that can be a 3/4.
Yeah, it helps with that.
If you think about it, think about how far they've come that they don't want us to have quick, easy creatures. Colony Garden was common in old Zendikar, right?
Yes.
You got a free plant token out of that. The only way to get a plant token now is to have a 3 casting cost planeswalker to +1 to get a plant token. So they've taken a feature from a common land and put it on a freaking planeswalker.
And I think that's laughable, but I think she's particularly strong overall.
Yeah, it's just, but I don't know. If that would be cool, is if this came into play tapped and it gave you I don't know, an 01 sand hedron. I don't know what it would be, but something. Then it would give you something.
Let's move on.
Yep. Isolation Zone. Enchantment, 2 white. When Isolation Zone enters the battlefield, exile target creature or enchantment an opponent controls until Isolation Zone leaves the battlefield. It is a more highly costed, less useful Oblivion Ring.
I wonder why it doesn't hit anything except lands.
Don't know.
And they're going to keep trying to get Oblivion Ring right, no matter how many bad versions of it they print, until they get it.
But I thought Oblivion Ring was right with the new wording.
Well, you mean Banishing Light?
Yeah, Banishing Light. They've already done that.
They didn't errata Oblivion Ring. They just reworded Vanishing Light.
It's still a powerful effect.
It is.
Suppression Field has seen some fringe play, right? And this is better than that.
Yeah, because it gets rid of enchantments.
Yeah, but Suppression Field gets rid of anything that taps, but not enchantments, right? Because they don't tap. Yeah, I think this will probably see play. But it feels so bad.
Right. It's 4 mana for a slightly better Journey to Nowhere. It's so much
the
mana.
fact that it's 4 mana makes it a horrible Journey to Nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's not unplayable.
No, but I'm not giving it more than a D+, though.
I would give it a C just because it is decently costed removal. But
I will give it a C-.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. Alright, here's my favorite card. This wins Brennon's award for favorite card.
Of course.
Jwar Isle Avenger. 4 and a blue for a Sphinx with flying. It's a 3/3. You're thinking, Brennon, 5 mana for a flying 3/3? That is crap. However, you have a surge cost of 2 and a blue. I will play a deck just to be able to cast this for 2 and a blue and consider myself to have won.
Just to get it there.
This was a card in M15, right? Very similar to this one.
Jwar Isle Avenger?
Yeah, there was a card there was an angel in M15 that you could play. It was a 3/3 for 3. Or was it a 4/4?
It was the Illusionary Angel.
Illusionary, yeah, but that was uncommon.
Yeah, was it a 3/3 or 4/4?
Oh.
It was a 3/3.
No, it was wait. Someone look it up. Illusory Angel. Illusory. Frantic typing.
It was a 4/4. Okay, so I can't compare it to that. Because that card was fantastic.
Yeah.
And it would influence standard Pauper quite a bit. So a 3/3 flyer is still very good.
Yes.
But how reliable? Of course, being able to cast this without casting a spell is important too.
Yeah, I mean, you're paying 5 for a 3/3 flyer, which is an absolute meh, but just on the off chance that you're able to surge it out. Well,
just playing a 1 mana removal spell of some sort on turn 4 and this seems very powerful.
Like clutching something and then dropping this.
And then it dies to fire impulse.
It will. But
everything.
we are not going to use dice to removal.
4 mana, 4 toughness would have been amazing here.
Would have been. Well, what if it was a 2/4? Would that have made it better?
The Angel.
No.
The thing about it is
you're not getting. You're not getting a 4/4 for 3.
Or a
common.
3/4 for 3 at common. That's Serendib. That's like the best flyer ever.
You're probably just playing Eldrazi Sky Spawner over this.
Oh god,
Sky Spawner.
So much better than this.
Sky Spawner's good.
Probably can't make room for this too. Or can you?
I don't know, but I'm going to try. Anyway.
I think it's a C- then.
Okay. I was going to give it a C+.
I'm going to give it a C.
Oh, look at that.
So we got the C's covered.
Got the C's. Okay. Next one. Core Scythe Master. 2 and a white for a Core Soldier ally. Core Scythe Master has first strike. As long as it's attacking, it is a 3/1.
They printed in battle the 3/1 with protection from tokens for a colorless and a white.
Yeah.
That has to be infinitely better than this just because it's on curve.
Yeah.
This I don't think is playable. It's definitely a limited card. So
it's essentially a 3/1 for 3 mana that can't block.
I mean, when it swings on turn 4, it's pretty dangerous, but...
Just compare it with the next card on the list.
What's the next one?
They're so...
yeah. Okay, I think this is a D.
You're never going to play the Size Master, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a D-. Just because they printed the better version.
Yeah, D-, but yeah, let's look at this awesome card. Core Sky Climber, 2 and a white. Core Soldier Ally, that's a 3/2. For 1 and a white, Core Sky Climber gains flying. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, and flying is pretty good in this format.
Yes, it is. I would rather fly over than first strike through.
It's very expensive flying, though, but it's still flying.
It's still flying.
It's optional flying on a creature that's pretty well on curve. So, I mean, to get you there if you need to take advantage of it. So
I'm just happy it's a 3/2 and not a 2/3.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was a 2/3, it wouldn't be very good.
No.
I agree. I'm giving it a C.
Now it can kill Vulture's Haven at least.
Yeah. Oh wow. True.
Yeah.
Right.
C.
I give it a C+.
I think it's a C or a C-.
Okay. Cool. Core Sky Climber, y'all. Here's one. Kozilek's Pathfinder. Not Pathraiser. Pathfinder for 6 mana. Eldrazi. 5/5. 5/5 for 6. For glass mana, target creature can't block Kozilek's Pathfinder this turn. If you can somehow make a colorless deck, get this out, you can't block. You can't block. You can't block.
The thing about it is Red has a bunch of these abilities now, and it's simply target creature can't block.
Right.
So, and it's
not just can't block this, it's can't block.
Just can't block.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, it's on smaller creatures or smaller effects, but I don't see this being the top end of a deck.
Nope.
So,
too much mana.
I just don't think it's all that great.
No, I think it's a D- at best.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly, absolutely.
Oh. Yep, that's it. Next page. Kozilek Shrieker, 2 and a black for an Eldrazi drone, devoid. It's a 3/2. Hey, now they're getting it right. For a glass mana, Kozilek Shrieker gets +1/+0 and menace until end of turn.
That's really dangerous.
Yes, it is.
I mean, you activate it once, it becomes battle rageable, and it has menace.
And it has menace. That's pretty awesome. I like it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
And also a black 3/2 for 3 mana. We don't see that hardly ever without some kind of drawback.
And it looks like he's surfing.
Is this better than Antuco Husk?
No. My gut instinct is no, because this beats face, but Antico Husk enables various different things.
Maybe it's more of a controlling card, which sounds strange, but it can block quite efficiently as well, kill stuff, and it has a finisher feel to it.
Yeah, if you can produce a lot of that glass mana, this can really jack your opponent.
Oh yeah, you need the glass mana as well, and then you have to be in a waste deck.
Yep.
And we don't know if there will be such a thing even.
You have to find out, but I'm willing to give it a shot. I think it's.
I was thinking this was like colorless mana, but it isn't. It is colorless mana, but it's not mana of any color.
Right.
If that was a 1 instead of a glass symbol, it would have a lot more powerful.
It wouldn't be common.
So you have to. I can't think of the deck for this card.
Well, there isn't one right now, I don't think.
It's going to happen.
We're gonna have to see how far Standard Pauper can push that new.
Yeah, I think there are too few cards for this glass deck. Unless they continue this theme in Innistrad.
It'll be Demary. You'll be playing marginal cards to get there, and a lot of wastes. And I just don't see that being particularly strong.
I want to know if they're going to push this new mana. It's not going to be devoid in the next set. That's not happening. But I wonder if they're going to push this same design space of the colorless mana.
I mean, they're going to have to print wastes anytime they want it to be, or a waste equivalent, anytime they want it to be on theme.
Right.
And I just don't see them doing that in like a set like Shadows of Innistrad.
I do. They're going to come out with land cards at common, come into play tapped, and then you can untap them. And when you do, you can tap them for white or a glass. It's going to be colorless gates.
Brennon,
you know what's happening.
They don't listen. Well, Shadows is already designed and everything, but I hope that's not. I hope that's
maybe
not.
waste is now the 6th color, and it will be in every set.
That'd be wow.
I don't want to think about that.
It's Barry's land.
It feels gross.
Yep. Well, there you go. Kozilek
it's
Shrieker.
Definitely unsupported now, and an F.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I give it. If the deck becomes a thing, it's probably, one of the better creatures at a C. But yeah, it's probably enough just blind.
Maybe it's a D actually, because you just need one colorless mana to make this
to make it menace. Yep,
count.
That's true. And there are
it's a
plenty
4/2 with menace for.
Yep. Unknown Shores is coming up.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Kozilek's Translator.
Moving on. F.
4 and a black. Pay 1 life. Add colorless. Whoa. 3/5. Yeah, that's not good. Don't play this in Standard Pauper. Lead by example. 1 and a green. Instant. Support 2. Meaning put 1/1 counter on 2 creatures. Up to 2 creatures. I like counters, but I like travel prep way better.
Yeah, travel prep is a lot better.
I don't know. It's okay. It's instant, which makes it passable.
Yeah, it's a combat trick that sticks around.
As far as these kind of things go, I'm going to give it a C+.
You have to have 2 creatures.
But you have to have 2 creatures. Well, you can have one, but it only gets 1.
Yeah, but you have to. If you have only 1 creature, then you really have to counter removal spell with it.
Yeah.
Or win a combat.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's probably the best of the support cards, but that's not really saying much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a C-.
I'll go with that. That sounds good.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. This one's weird. Loam Larva. 1 and a green insect for a 1/3. When Loam Larva enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card. Any basic land card. Reveal it. Shuffle. Put it on top.
If it was just a 2/2, the fixing would be good enough. But now the body is so bad. So you really have to need the fixing.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
Wood
better be
Elves,
desperate.
Civic Wayfinder. These are the good versions of this card.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it has to go on top of the library.
I don't either. This sucks.
Well, if it came straight into play,
Well,
then it would be super good.
Yeah, at least to your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it just went into your hand, it would be playable. But on top of your library, I just
If
can't.
it went to the hand, it would be better than Civic Wayfinder, I think.
Well, at 2 mana.
Yeah.
But Civic Wayfinder was a 2/2.
Yeah, but I still think it would be better because 2 mana is a lot less than 3 in the formats we are discussing.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
But as printed now, yeah.
I don't like it.
I think it's a D, perhaps. We need to see more, but maybe fixing will be so important
After the
lands are gone.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah, I'll go with D too. I think that's a good.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, McKindy Aeronaut. 1 and a white for a flying 1/3. Wah, 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 wah.
Didn't the flying 1/3C play in Standard Pauper?
It did, but we had a whole bunch of enchantments instead of what we're doing.
Ravnica Theros standard Pauper.
Yeah.
So what do you want to put on this guy?
I want to put him not in my deck.
Probably not. It's
A bone saw.
But it's a really good blocker against the tokens deck. Stop Sky Spawner, stop all
Sky Spawner, that's true. Does not stop the Aven.
It does block it.
Well, any
I think
any flyer would block
I
it.
think if you're defensive enough, you can want this.
You think it's a what?
A D.
A D. Okay, that's fair.
I'll give it a D minus.
Minus.
I
Okay.
mean, it does fly. It's slightly better than Curve, slightly, at 2 casting costs. So it's probably, I don't know, not good.
Not good. All right, next one. Maw of Kozilek. Oh, we get to see his mom. 3 and a red. Eldrazi Drone. Devoid. It's a 2/5 for 3 and a red. Better have a good upside. For glass mana, Maw of Kozilek gets +2, -2 until end of turn. This is what your oh gosh, what was that elemental in Ravnica? The blue-red?
Blister Core Weird?
Yes.
Steam Core Weird.
Steam Coil. Blister Coil Weird. The 1/4 that would get +1, -1.
Yeah.
Yes, this is the Eldrazi equivalent.
But didn't that just cost 2?
No, that was 1 red-blue.
This is Standard Pauper Morphling, right?
Morphling? Oh god. But you can't undo it. Like, once it's done, it's that till the end of turn.
I think this boils down to how efficient is a 2/5 blocker.
It's not bad. But what other than tokens are you killing?
Yeah, the problem is that there's unblockable stuff, and there's Timur Battle Rage.
Yep.
But being able to switch an attack for 4 is quite good.
It is. It becomes a 6/1. I mean, would you cast a 6/1 for 3 and a red?
It doesn't become a 6/1, right? Or it does.
It does.
You can only do it once, right? No, you can do it twice.
You can do it twice.
Hell, you can do it 3 times if you wanted to.
Yeah. I mean,
But you have to have colorless.
Yes. To cast Big Mama.
I think it has potential. I'm going to give it a D+.
D+. Okay.
I'll give it a D.
I'm going to give
Frostburn Weird was the color.
Frostburn.
Frostburn. That was it.
Yeah, this is far from Frostburn Weird.
Frostburn Weird was sweet.
Yeah, 2 casting costs. It was a 1/4, and then it got its pumps for 1 red or blue.
Yes.
Infinitely better. Not even comparable.
That was so good.
I had to remark on something regarding Classic Pauper. There is like this symptom in Classic Pauper for playing the most recent cards. Where is Frostburn Weird now? It was all over Classic Pauper.
Oh god, it sure was, wasn't it?
It's still legal. Nobody plays it. Because now it's old.
It's not shiny.
And of course, maybe Gurmagangli changed that too. So,
Oh yeah, because 1/4 doesn't block nearly what it used to.
So back during Return to Ravnica Pauper, you could block things, but now now you have to face 5/5s all the time.
It kind of sucks.
And you could take down a 4/4, but you can't do anything against the 5/5.
That's true. Mighty Leap We've seen it. Let's move on.
Did anybody play Mighty Leap in Standard Pauper?
No.
Nope.
Not even during Theros.
All right.
There was better stuff.
Tricks.
Okay, Dan, I need your opinion on this. Natural state, green, instant, destroy target artifact or enchantment with converted mana cost 3 or less.
I am really excited about this card. I think it is super good. I don't know. I don't think there is an application for it really, except as a sideboard card in Standard Pauper.
Yeah.
But I think this is maybe even playable in Vintage.
It's better than Nature's Claim.
Yeah, it's compared to Nature's Claim. So if you don't want to give people life, so if you're playing something other than Tron and Infect, then you have to think about what can I not remove with this. And everything is cheap, right? Not a lot costs more than 3. So this takes care of a lot of things in a lot of formats.
Yeah, the only thing I can see is it doesn't, like the general list, like it doesn't take care of Twin, and now it doesn't take care of Heartless Summoning in Modern.
Yeah, but it's still very few things. So in certain matchups, I think it would definitely be a sideboard card in a lot of formats. And of course it's not main deckable, so it's a sideboard card.
Right, it'll always be.
And I think it will see play in Classic Pauper as well.
Yeah, because
Classic Pauper.
Yeah, well, what kind of artifacts and enchantments are you afraid of that cost more than 3? It can't take care of a Mirror Enforcer.
No.
But it'll deal with Armadillo Cloak, it'll deal with Oblivion Ring, it will deal with Oubliette.
Oubliette. That damn card.
Can't deal with Serrated Arrows. But I think it has a lot of potential.
Although this is another one I'm going to pick up in foil. Just another tip from your old pal Brennon.
Yeah, probably a good tip. I think this will see play for a long time.
It's super interesting.
Nature's Claim has a big disadvantage.
Right.
And I think this is fairly balanced compared to Nature's Claim. Or that is fairly well balanced with Nature's Claim.
I agree. One of the things that is also interesting is things like going up against High Tide. And just having all the available resources to get rid of those, or not High Tide. Which one's the enchantment? Merchant Scroll, is that a sorcery or is it enchantment?
Merchant Scroll is instant.
What is that? Anyway, but like Dan was saying, there's a lot of things that require really quick response if you're going to do anything. Unlike the older formats. I was just thinking about Legacy.
Yeah, and costing 1 mana instead of 2 is a giant thing.
Right, and if I'm playing my burn deck and I have Sulfuric Vortex out and everybody's taking damage, not giving me life is a good idea. So natural stating me, I might get rid of my Sulfuric Vortex is a bueno idea. Just saying.
So very interesting card.
Yep. Could be an A for sideboard.
Probably not in Standard Pauper.
No.
No. Because it doesn't have anything to hit.
There's nothing to remove.
Pacifism, but...
Pacifism, yes. Okay.
Claustrophobia.
C minus in Standard Pauper. I'm going to get foils. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I think we can skip Negate.
Negate. You know what Negate is.
As we already have it.
Netcaster Spider's back. Yay. It's nice that it blocks Sky Spawner. And can kill the Voltress Haven.
It did see play before, some fringe play,
did.
right?
Yeah.
So, a C.
C? Mm-hmm. That's good. Oh, we're getting close. Oblivion Strike. That's another one I want your opinion on, Dan. 3 and a black. Devoid. Sorcery. Exile target creature. There's not a lot of black removal that exiles.
No, there isn't. So you don't feed Gurmagang Treasure Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
It gets
If there was an ingestibility or if you wanted to process something, but you don't really want to do that in Standard Pauper.
It kills Guardian of the Guild Pact.
It does, and that's exactly what I thought too. I was like, take that, Guardian, I hate you.
Yeah, but you'll do that with Chainish Edict, right?
Yeah. I like all these devoid removals, but when you really get right down to it, you can find alternatives in Classic Pauper that do the same thing. So it's probably pretty cool for Standard Pauper, though.
It has to cut something else out in black. So what do you have in black to remove stuff? You have Bone Splinters, which is very different.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you have? Black removal is really bad right now.
It is. It's terrible. What's that?
Complete Disregard.
Yeah, but that's only something 3 or less. Is it power, toughness? I can't remember. Complete Disregard. Power. This ignores that, and it's only 1 mana more. Hey, remember back in Ravnica block, we had several 4 mana removal spells. And this one doesn't mill you, but it's still pretty damn good.
Were they played?
In the Dimir Mill deck, yes.
Yeah. Return to Ravnica was a weird Standard Pauper time because you could play anything in black and blue as long as it milled your opponent.
Yep. Lols. That deck.
I think this has potential.
I do too. I'm giving it a C+ for removal.
I'm very interested to hear what Roberto has to say about this card.
Well, he's still in the chat. Maybe he'll enlighten us.
Alright, well, while we're waiting on Roberto, Ondu War Cleric. 1 and a white. Human Cleric Ally. 2/2. Cohort. Tap this and another ally. Gain 2 life.
D minus.
D for
That's
being
super irritating if you're trying to burn somebody out, but...
ain't no burn, my man.
There was the Isset burn deck, right?
And is it burn deck?
Yeah.
Is
there
it
was an Isset burn deck at this point.
Was there? I can't remember it.
Yeah.
I don't remember since BFZ.
Arashing Cleric is still in the format.
Yeah.
And it seems a lot better.
Go with Arashing.
Is that an ally even?
The Arishan? I don't think it is, because it was in Origins, wasn't it?
Alright.
Okay. Yeah, I'm giving this a D.
D sounds good.
Pulse of Murasa. 1 and a green. Instant. Return target creature or land card from your graveyard to its owner's hand. Gain 6 life.
I actually discussed this card with JPH Snake just an hour before the show. And it was in the Pauper Aristocrats deck for the Pauper Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
This would be really good. Because I was playing Burn today with that deck. And I would definitely have liked this card. But would I cut the life staff over it? Probably not.
But that gain 6 life is big when you're...
Yeah, I was even thinking about this for Red-Green Tron, but I don't reliably have a creature or land card in the graveyard. And you do have to have a creature or land card in your graveyard to get the 6 life.
You have to target.
That's a big disadvantage.
People are splashing Feed the Clan into a lot of decks, into a lot of sideboards.
Mm-hmm.
Anti-burn tech. And I've seen it in Modern, and I think...
Yeah, and I'm a pessimist, so I think I will get 5 life out of Feed the Clan, and 6 life out of this.
Right, and I think maybe that's a better... Maybe that's just a better card. It is 2 mana versus 3 mana, though.
Yeah, so Feed the Clan is probably better. Which means that you have... If in Tortured Existence, for example...
Yeah.
But then you just have the dredge guy
The
to
brown
gain
scale.
life and
and
a
you
lot
have,
bigger things.
you have the instant that gains you 2 life for
Oh,
each
yeah, gnaw to the bone.
with flashback.
Oh my
which is-
god, gnaw to the bone.
But if there is a really aggressive deck, all the black-green tokens deck will want this card.
Oh, if I could get my Eyeless Watcher back with that.
Oh my god.
Ooh, yeah. Now I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm giving this a C+.
I'm giving it a sideboard rating.
Sideboard?
Yeah, I'll say sideboard. You're not gonna.
You're not going to build a life gain deck around it.
No.
You have to have an amazingly well-built deck to want it as your engine card.
No. Alright, cool.
And it's a spell for our burn deck!
Yay, look at this. 2. It's
red.
1 in a red. Devoid. Deals 2 damage to target creature or player. It's an instant. 2 mana for 2 damage.
That's subpar.
Huh, to say the least.
But maybe you need just one more removal spell, or one more damage spell.
Well, easier to cast Farika's Cure, but you don't gain life? I don't know.
That's true.
So anyway, yeah. It is interesting that it's devoid. I don't think that matters so much here, but 2 damage. It's a thing, since we don't have Lightning Strike.
For some reason, I'm thinking about that it can kill the Glider Rebel with protection from red. That's probably not the thing.
Oh my god, yeah, that thing. People
this
said,
looks borderline playable.
yeah, people said that this specifically was made to get around core Firewalker in red decks.
Modern. I could see that.
Oh yeah. There's a good chance I'm putting it in my deck. My Legacy Burn deck for just that reason.
I don't know if you guys watch any of the Star City Games Open. The one guy was playing the Rare Soul Sister for Twin, Auroric Sovereign.
Champion?
Yeah, that thing. I think that has protection from red, right?
I don't remember.
Protection from black and red. He was playing it as
Wow.
twin tech because you gain a life whenever another creature enters the
Oh,
battlefield.
that's right. So you go bink, 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 bink.
Yeah, and they can't remove it because all the removal right now, people are only playing lightning bolts basically in twin. They're not playing the X blue draw a card, bounce a spell, bounce a creature anymore.
Oh, okay.
So that could definitely be. Maybe they felt red needed another answer. For
It's not it's not bad.
It's not horrible.
It's not it's cheaper than Ghost Flame. Alright, well, I give it a C.
Yeah,
It'll be played.
I think a C implies that it will see play all the time.
I bet it will.
And I don't think I'll give it a D.
Okay. I think it will.
I think the cards that for 2 mana does 1 damage to 2 times are a lot better than this.
I guess that's true. Twin Bolt. For now.
And the new one.
I don't like the new one. Alright, here's the funniest name of the set. Saddleback Lagak. 3 and a green. Lizard.
Saddleback Lagak.
Saddleback Lagak. Okay, so 4 mana for a 3/1. Weird. When Saddleback Lagak enters, support 2. Another one of these. How happy are you with a 4 mana 3/1?
I'm pretty happy with the 4 mana 5/3. And
Yeah.
that's what we are getting here in theory.
Yeah, but you can't put it on itself is the problem.
No, but just make sure you have a lot of creatures.
I'll do that. Oh, you know, play Eyeless Watcher and then this? That'd be pretty hot.
Yeah, I think this is definitely something we will be seeing in green decks. And
It's
green decks usually are around in Standard Pauper.
Yep.
This
That
is
is
a
true.
lot of power.
It essentially makes itself, or once it gets out there, if you have 2 other creatures, no matter what, you're going to be blocking and killing Gurmag anglers.
I mean, you drop a net caster spider turn 3 into this on turn 4, and you put both of the counters on the spider, so you have a 4/5 reach creature.
You can't. It has to be only be one.
It has to have 2 targets. No, it doesn't have to. It has to have. It can only put 1 counter on 1 creature.
Of up to 2 other target creatures. Yeah. So you can't put them both on 1.
Nope.
A support's horrible.
Support's horrible.
I thought you could put it on. You could select both counters onto 1 other creature. Okay.
Nope.
So support's not playable. It's completely limited fodder, and we should stop talking about it.
I don't agree at all, actually. I think this is definitely playable. You just have to play something on turn 2 and something on turn 3, and then you have the targets. That's not too hard. The big problem with this card is, of course, that the main body dies to Twin Bolt.
Yep.
So I think it's a D, but I think it definitely will see play in green decks.
Well, I guess we'll find out. Let's look at Scion Summoner, the card that I think was the missing link in these Scion cards. 2 and a green for a 2/2, devoid. When it enters, put a Scion token out there. So here it is. Here's your 3 power, 3 toughness for 3 that we've been missing.
It's also the second of Roberto's cards that when I asked him about 3 cards that he had to be excited about. And he said this one, and of course we know that 3 trees for 3 see play in Standard Pauper.
Yep. So if we play this on turn 3 and the Saddleback Lagak on turn 4.
Yes!
Best case scenario, you have a 3/3 and a 2/2.
Yeah. And a 3/1.
And a 3/1.
That's pretty awesome. Hitting for 5 on turn 4.
Yeah, if there's nothing in your way.
Yeah.
Even then, I mean, you're trading.
You could overrun the prowess deck with this.
Right. Well, I'm giving the Summoner a B-. I think it's good.
I'll give it a C+.
C+.
C+, okay.
What were you saying, Sam?
I'd say C+.
Oh.
I think it looks good. I mean, I think it's effective. I
do too.
I knew they weren't going to reprint like Kozilek's Predator or Nest Invader, or anything along those lines, but this one's the closest out of the bunch to those cards. So,
agree. All right, here we go. Searing Light, single white mana, instant, destroy target attacking or blocking creature with power 2 or less.
It's a lot of white removal in.
Sure is.
In the format right now.
Yep.
Celestial Flare and Gideon's Reproach are still around.
Dead Drop and...
Sheer Drop.
Sheer Drop and there's the other one that destroys target attacking or blocking creature. Kill Shot.
Kill Shot, yeah.
And all of those are a little less restricted, but this is just 1 mana.
Yeah, and I think that's the kicker that means that it will see play. Because 1 mana is very nice.
Yeah, it is true.
So I do think it's worse than a lot of the other ones.
But 1 mana is so effective.
Somebody said that this could see play in Classic Pauper, but I think it's just horrible there compared to Sunlands.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunlance just has to be better.
You're going to kill way more things.
Yeah, so no. But I think it's a C- for Standard Pauper.
That's what I was thinking. C-. Woohoo. Sam, what do you give it?
I'll give it a C-. I think that sounds good. Conditional removal. So
I hear you. Seer's Lantern. 3 mana for an artifact. Tap it to add glass. 2 and tap it to scry 1.
This I also heard discussed for Classic Pauper, and that's just a joke. It's like that will never happen.
No.
But maybe here. Maybe in Standard Pauper.
I like this ramp better than that previous Eldrazi that we saw.
The stupid Hedron crawler.
Oh, that, yeah. 1 more mana. Harder to remove, thank you.
Recasting cost mana rocks almost never see play.
Yeah.
If we go back really far in time, there was a card called Jalem Tome.
Mm-hmm.
And it did see standard play.
Was that the one? It was 4 to cast, 4 and tap to draw.
3 mana. 3 mana to cast and 2 mana to loot.
I get it confused with the one that actually let you draw, because that was another tome.
And looting is better than scrying, right?
Looting is always better than scrying.
Yeah, but here you get the acceleration as well. So I think this is something the control decks should at least think about.
Okay.
Because this makes sure that your late game is more powerful than the other guys.
That's true. You can do it at their end step to smooth your draws.
Yes. So I think this is this will be played, and then we'll see how good it is. But I'll give it a C-.
Well, I mean, and remember, Scryfish
was true.
Heavily played.
Yeah, but Scryfish could block.
Scryfish was an amazing blocker.
But this gives you mana. Alright. Well, yeah. It's in the C range. Someone will play it.
I feel like C is good.
Okay. Boom. Shoulder to shoulder. 2 and a white. Sorcery. Support 2. Draw a card.
Did people play the green 2/2 for 4 that drew a card in Standard Pauper?
Green 2/2.
Shaman of Spring? Yes. People play Shaman of Spring.
Yeah, I think this is about the same power level. It's 1 mana cheaper. It does require you to have a lot of targets.
The thing was, though, is at that point there was no Elvish Visionary in the format.
That's
and
true.
we do have Elvish Visionary now.
But this works great with Elvish Visionary.
It does.
Oh, you can put a +1/+1 on that Visionary.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not too bad. The caveat of draw a card puts it above that green combat trick.
I'm not sure. I think it's about the same level as that card. And of course, this is a horrible top deck, which Shaman of Spring never was. So you could I live another turn, I block with my Shaman of Spring.
That's true.
And maybe, I think this is a D+.
Because it's not a combat trick.
It's like, it's a bit best case. You have to have those creatures. Everything has to go a little your way for this to be good.
Do you have to have targets to cast this though?
No.
Because of the wording of the up to.
Yeah, but if you cycle it for 3 mana, then you are in trouble.
Yeah.
Right, but you can if you have to. Okay. Interesting. Sky Scourer. 2 and a black. Eldrazi drone. Flying. Devoid. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, here's more colorless spell support. Sky Scourer gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It's got colorless prowess.
What was that card? When you play an artifact, it gets +2/+2. It's a black card that flies.
Oh, the gargoyle. I know what you're talking about.
It looks so good, and people always tries to brew with it in
Right.
Classic Pauper. It just doesn't really work.
Yeah, stained glass gargoyle.
Yeah. This is worse.
Because it only gets +1, +0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely not playable in standard Pauper unless, even if you have a deck with all the void things.
Right, for it to be impressive, you would have to be able to cast 2 spells to make it a Delver.
I think for it to be impressive, you have to be able to cast a colorless spell every turn. At least you have a 2/2 flyer for 2, which is good.
Yeah.
But that seems unlikely.
You're really going to have to try and support it.
And then you still have to be in black as well, so it has to be a black deck.
And then it
colorless.
ties to virtually everything.
Right.
But it's a D, perhaps.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Maybe it will find some home.
Maybe it's nothing more than a blocker.
A bad blocker at that. Block Sky Spawner.
Sky Spawner, it does, and kills it. Alright. Oh, here we go. 6. Slaughter Drone. 1 in a black. Eldrazi Drone. 2/2. Look at this. It's historic. It's a black 2/2 for 2 without a drawback. Slaughter Drone for a glass mana gains Death Touch until end of turn. It even has an upside. Holy crap.
There is the Death Touch guy in Origins that costs 1 mana to get Death Touch. Is that an uncommon or common?
I don't know. Do you
I
remember
haven't
the name of it?
seen it in Standard. I really miss the Death Touch guys in Standard Pauper.
Hand of Solemgar is from
Oh.
Dragons.
Okay.
2/1 with that touch for a colorless and a black. And then
Yeah, but that's too expensive.
I want to say it was an imp
Yeah.
from Origins, right? I'm gonna try to find it.
Okay. Because
Bet
that
it's
hasn't seen much play.
Bet it
So
imp.
maybe activated Death Touch is just too expensive. But this body is more impressive, I think.
Yeah, 2/2 for 2.
I just think, like, after Freak is chosen and all of those, people just want their Death Touch to be on all the time.
Yeah, you probably do. They were great.
They were awesome. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, for limited, this is pretty darn sweet, but for standard Pauper, it is, gosh, if you're going pure Devoid to get Devoid.
Yeah, it's just not 1 mana, it's 1 colorless mana, and that's hard to do.
It is. It's going to be tough.
Fetid Imp is the card.
Fed it in.
bet it out. Yeah.
What is that?
Thank you, Roberto.
1/2 flying. And you can play black to give it death
And was
touch.
it common or uncommon?
Common.
Common, yeah.
One more thing about support here from Roberto. Servant of the Scale combos pretty well with support.
What's that?
Servant of the Scale is a green mana 1/1, a green mana 0/0 with a +1/+1 counter on it.
Yeah.
And when it dies, it puts the counter on
Oh,
target
okay.
creature.
So if you give
So
it
if
another,
it gets more counters, it will put more counters on stuff.
so an actual use for that card,
Yeah, so that makes support a little better in green.
right? Yeah, that was the green. What was that? Mirrodin.
Archbound.
Yeah.
Archbound. The Ravager and all those guys.
There it is.
Okay, D for the Death Touch Slaughter Drone. Moving
Yes.
Slip through space. Love it. 1 blue, sorcery, devoid. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Draw an MFN card. Dude.
It's got to be better than Shadow Rift, right?
Why?
Real unblockable.
Yeah, but Shadow is real unblockable.
Feels like it leaves you open for interaction. But
I think
again,
it's the
like
thing with the Delverfiend decks is that they have been moving away from Shadow Rift and effects like that. But I think this is, of course, really, really close to Shadow Rift. But in standard Pauper, there is nothing like this. So now
no.
my Whirlwind Adept can be unblockable.
Yep, and you get to draw a card for your effort.
And it pumps. I mean, what's not to love?
I will try this over Anticipate in my Prowess deck.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Dan's is shaving off all the extra pips of mana. Everything will be one casting cost. Everything.
Yes, definitely. One casting cost is so much better than 2 in the Prowess deck.
Oh, hell yeah.
And Anticipate really doesn't give you any true card advantage. So, of course, there's a bit of, just drawing a card blindly is a little worse. But unblockable. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty hot.
Yes.
And remember that whatever Maw that we saw earlier? If you can make it a 6/1, then unblock it. Or make it unblockable.
Yeah, and anything with Temur Battle Rage.
Oh my god.
So I'm actually thinking to go out on a limb, but this could break the format a bit.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But the Prowess deck is already so good.
Yeah, considering even
this.
Right, even Sam, like we were talking about, that this even compares to Shadow Rift is impressive.
Yes. So I'm giving this a B+.
Oh yeah. And yeah, it's good.
Because it slots so nicely into what I think is the best deck in the format. And of course it will see play in Classic Pauper as well, because it's just easier to find than Shadow Rift.
That's true.
That is very true. Shadow Rift is small supply.
Yeah, and this will be huge supply. Alright, well that's a great card. Next one, Spark Mage's Gambit. 1 in a red, sorcery. Deals 1 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures can't block. Wah, wah. I mean, it's good that they can't block, but holy crap, you can't target people, you can only target creatures.
I will test this over Twin Bolt. I think the can't block effect is very powerful in the Prowess deck. Because you often end up in a race situation, people leave crap behind to block, and then you have this big Whirlwind Adept and you can't get through. So I think this effect is actually really good.
Falter effect?
Yeah, and of course Twin Bolt can go to the face. I don't think it's a very big thing that Twin Bolt is an instant, but the falter effect here compared to doing 2 damage to the face.
Right.
I think it's worth testing at least. Twin Bolt is maybe better.
I mean, for the most part, you're playing Twin Bolt for the removal, not to go to the face, because you want to clear.
Definitely, as a face spell, it sucks.
Yeah.
Well, that's the world we live in now.
But the main use for Twin Bolt is to kill Eldrazi Sky Spawner and its spawn.
It does that very, very well.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And now if I face 2 Gurma Ganglers and can make them not block, I will be pretty happy.
Sweet. Okay, well, there you go. I guess in that instance, I mean, if you don't care about if you really don't care about damage, you just really care about cheap ways to make things not block or become unblockable, this is probably the card for you.
I think it could see play in the landfall decks as well.
Yeah, because you really just want to get those things through.
Because landfall is comparable to prowess on the bad side. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay. Alright. Seems good. Spawnbinder Mage. 3 and a white for a 2/4. Human, wizard, ally. Cohort. Tap this, tap another ally, tap target creature.
That's a fat butt.
Yep.
This guy will stay around.
Not easily dying to removal.
No, and then he just needs to find another ally to tap target Gurma Gangler.
That's true. There are cheap allies, especially in white. Lots of them.
And you could go 2 into 3 into 4 with him on 4.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easily, pretty consistently, I would imagine.
You could have that 3/2 for... wasn't it a 3/2 for 3 that gives itself flying every now and then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've gone through all that effort to make stuff unblockable and people can't block, and then they're just tapped by this guy instead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
And would break down crying after majoring bully up to like 6/6 and all of that good stuff. Some of these cards are going to be troublesome for the prowess deck.
Yeah, and I'll have to... If I don't boost the Majoring Bully, he will just block instead. And kill it. So I think this has potential. Still, it's quite expensive.
It is.
So C- perhaps?
I think of it as the new white gatekeeper.
Yeah, okay. That was... yeah, I think the white gatekeeper was a lot better than this guy.
Oh yeah, you got a token, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a knight.
Knight 2/2. That was pretty awesome, actually. Okay. Yeah, let's get C play.
C-. Sounds good.
Stalking drone, 1 and a green for an Eldrazi drone, devoid. It is a 2/2 for 1 and a green, so that's awesome. For a glass mana, it gets +1/+2. You can only use that once per turn.
So, how easy is it to find colorless mana?
I don't know. Man, we're gonna have to do some.
You have to
heavy
play the
testing on
retarded Mir.
that. The which one?
the Mir, the handicapped Mir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but then you would be making a 3/4 on turn 4? Because it slots into this.
Yeah, that's true. So you have to do it. You have to have a land that can produce colorless.
Yeah, and you have to have one of the colorless producing lands to actually make this playable.
Ugh.
And you have to sequence it to play a forest or it first turn, then the other man at second, to get this into play on the second turn. This feels like a lot of work for a 3/4.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still not that horrible without the effect.
I mean, it's still a grizzly bear.
The D+, perhaps?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll buy that. Sweep away. 2 and a blue. Instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand. If that creature is attacking, put it on top of the owner's library.
So the comparison here is, of course, Whisk Away.
Yes.
And if the creature is attacking, it is Whisk Away. If the creature is blocking, it's Whisk Away is a lot better. But if the creature is just hanging around, then this is better. So it's very even to Whisk Away.
So it's better if the creature is blocking or just sitting around.
No, if it's blocking, you definitely want Whisk Away.
Right. It's better if it's sitting around or attacking. It's the same if it's attacking.
Though actually it has to block, and the block will work if you Whisk Away it. So maybe it's not that clear that Whisk Away is better.
They're pretty much the same card. They really are. Whisk Away works in 2 modes. This works in 2 modes.
Oh, I'm actually reconsidering the blocking mode. Maybe this is better in a lot of cases. If you have lethal and Gurmagangler is standing in the way, then you don't want it to block. You want to just bounce it and attack. And get through with your attack. So maybe this is actually better than Whisk Away. But it's very close.
Whisk Away was like a C+.
It's a sideboard card, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, at least we'll have a replacement when Whisk Away rotates.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should definitely be tested in Whisk Away's spot to see if it's better or not.
Sounds good. Alright.
Here's a fat creature.
Tajur Pathfinder. Yeah. For 4 and a green. Elf Warrior Ally. Vigilance and Trample. That's actually pretty good. It's a 5/4.
Yeah, that's the green fatty you want but you have the guys from Origins that are probably better, the Rock Maulers.
Oh, the Rock Maulers, yeah, those are pretty good. And also the
Vigilance is nice.
Vigilance is very good. I don't know. It's pretty good. Well, yeah, this is Trample's good. If you're building an allies deck and you're ramping somehow, consider this.
Yeah, and we know now that the green decks don't really need to ramp to get to 5 mana.
No.
So I think this will see play before it's done in the format, and I think it's a C-.
Yep, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. 2 nice abilities. Tar Snare. 2 and a black. Instant. Target creature gets -3/-2 till end of turn. Well, better than Way to the Underworld.
Yeah, much better.
That sticks around at least.
Yeah, it's also 4 mana.
Yeah.
And it's an enchantment.
But, I mean, I guess it's removal, but... Blah.
God, how far removal has fallen.
Oh, jeez, no kidding. Oh, and Grasp of Darkness is now an uncommon.
Yep.
But
so
probably...
I think you will be forced to play this in some decks.
I'm sure you will.
So D+.
I want to give it a big middle finger.
Yeah. Big middle finger on a D+.
Yeah. Umara Entangler. 1 in a blue. Merfolk. Rogue Ally. Rogue. Uh-oh. It's a 2/1 prowess, Dan.
Yeah, so the question is, what do you cut for it? Is this better than Matering Bully?
No.
Maybe, but if
Bully.
you're playing against Twin Bolt, it definitely is better. I've seen people play that 2/1 flyer with prowess.
Yeah?
And I don't like that at all. And that's mainly because of Twin Bolt and Boiling Earth and stuff like that.
Right.
So, is this guy better than that guy?
I don't think so. I just think having flying makes that guy marginally better. But I want to
3 mana is so much in that deck.
Yeah.
I say try it both ways if you're going to practice.
Yeah, this is a borderline... Yeah, it has to earn a spot in the deck, but maybe C-.
Okay. Sounds good. Prowess goes a long way.
Yes.
Alright, here's Unknown Shores. We've seen it before. I think it looks pretty cool, actually.
It's got the new diamond on it.
It does. It's got that slick art. Might get that
looks better than the other lands.
Because it just does its job.
It does, exactly. Knows what it's supposed to do and just does it.
It just does what it needs to do every single time.
Agreed.
In May, it's our only reliable dual land.
Oh my god. Hush your mouth.
That's the best fixing there is in May.
Jeez. That suck. Oh well, you're probably right though.
For a while there, I mean, after Return to Ravnica rotated, it was pretty much all we had in Theros block.
That's true.
So did it see play in 2-color decks?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt.
Then it will do that again.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be playable. It's begrudgingly playable in any format where it's the only option.
Right. Alright.
Moving on.
Unknown Shores. Come on. Unnatural Endurance. 1 black, instant, devoid. Target creature gets +2/+0 till end of turn. Regenerate it. That ain't bad.
This is another card that was discussed for Classic Pauper.
It's pretty good.
I definitely don't think it's good enough for Classic Pauper. But it is pretty good.
What was that, Sam?
What deck needs this effect? That's playing
Suicide Black.
Yeah, but it's Suicide Black or World deck. I mean,
it will always try to be a real deck.
So, which deck needs this in Standard Pauper?
oh, I don't think any deck needs it in Standard Pauper.
Is it better than Butcher's Glee, or worse?
It's got to be better than Butcher's Glee just because it is less.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very reliable.
I'm gonna try it in my Golgari deck. Actually, the whole Golgari deck is changing a lot with these new cards, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think this is a C. C minus.
Oh, I'm definitely putting it in there, and it will definitely be main deck.
Yeah.
C minus, D plus, probably.
C minus is probably correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. Untamed Hunger enchantment for 2 and a black. Enchanted creature gets +2/+1 and menace.
This is powerful enough to trick people into playing it and getting 2 for 1.
Yeah, I like that part of it.
It's weird that it's not red.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, it's entirely red, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the menace part.
Maybe the Zendikar vampires do stuff like this, but it feels like really late to establish that.
Remember, there was supposed to be another
Yeah, that is
full
true.
set.
If it was 2 mana, I would be a little excited.
Oh yeah, 2 mana would make this pretty hot. But 3 mana? Ugh. Because I would love to play it on my 1/1 I got out there on turn 1.
Oh,
Start
yeah.
beating face.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Roberto says that people play Touch of Moonglove in Standard Pauper.
Right.
And of course, the card we just discussed was a lot better than that. The Unnatural Endurance.
Yeah.
So, Untamed Hunger, D minus.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Alright, Vampire Envoy. 2 and a black. Flying. 1/4. Vampire Cleric ally. Whenever Vampire Envoy becomes tapped, you gain 1 life.
Super weird.
This is the cohort enabler, right? He stays around, block everything.
Holy crap.
Then he is there to be tapped.
And gain life endlessly.
Yeah, grindy.
Wow.
And then
Springleaf Land.
Oh yes, gain
Or-
life. Get colored mana. Yay, vampires. I wonder if he sparkles.
We all sparkle, Brennan.
feels a bit sparkly.
It does.
I think this could find a home in some grindy control deck.
It's possible. I do like that it's sort of the opposite. What was that?
It's the inspiration, right?
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
It's the opposite of inspiration.
Makes sense.
So D plus, I'll give it.
D plus, okay. Vines of the Recluse. Single green, instant. Target creature gets +1/+2 and gains reach. Untap it.
I just don't value combat tricks like this at all. So
If it was 2/2/1,
it would be better, but I mean,
it's not giant growth.
no, and every part of it just seems kind of marginal. So this doesn't feel like a really good card. I guess it is just 1 mana.
Is there a 1 mana combat trick in green?
Currently, I don't believe so.
I'd have to look.
So D perhaps? If you want this, you have it.
Yeah, especially if there's something you could abuse with untapping.
Netcaster Spider seems like a much better way to handle
flyers. Oh, hell
flyers, but this does handle flyers as well. And flyers are around and good.
They are around and good. I like the way he said that.
So D+, perhaps?
Yeah. Someone will play it.
Don't we currently have the from Origins, 1 green, deal 1 damage to...
Flyers.
Aerial volley.
Yeah.
Lines.
That's true.
Yeah, they do very different things.
They do.
That's a sideboard card, and this would be a main deck card.
Because this is technically always on.
Yeah.
No, there's no one Might of the Masses. There you go.
Oh, okay.
1/1 for each creature you control. Shape the Sands, which gives +0/+5 and reach until end of turn.
Oh god.
That gets a big whole
Might of the Masses, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Might of the Masses is a lot better than this one.
Alright. Yeah, I like Might of the Masses. Warden of Geometries. Weird. 4 mana. Vigilance Eldrazi Drone. It's a 2/3. You can tap to add glass to your mana pool.
Well, you really need to have your ramp. You
Yeah.
you
4
have to
mana.
need your ramp.
What are you ramping to at that point? You got 4 mana.
you just feel
Yeah, and
like
the Eldrazi are so bad.
this feels like the quintessential limited card. Because you're going to want, if you are in Eldrazi in Oath Battle,
Yeah.
you're going to want 1 or 2 of these in your draft. You're going to probably, pick them up when you can. It just doesn't feel like it's meant for constructed at all. So,
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, you have to be really
Oh god.
need a ramp. So
Yeah.
D minus.
D minus.
D- it is.
Wastes, new land, basic land, produces glass mana.
F-.
F minus. Wastes.
So what's the deal on full art
Wastes.
here?
Oh, these? Oh, yeah, the
So when
ones
do
that
you get
aren't...
full art and when do you not get full art?
When it's in one of those battle packs, you don't get full art. You know, like the Clash packs and the beginner packs and the intro packs
Okay, but in the boosters.
are all full art.
Okay. Well, this is the 6th color then, perhaps. So, very
It's
nice.
gotta be. Okay, here's
Very
another
hard to
one.
evaluate.
Last one, and it's appropriate because it says "Witness the End."
Witness the end.
There's 2 more.
There's 2 more.
Yeah, and then the last page, they both begin with Z.
Oh, well, screw those.
Okay.
Here we go. Witness the End. 3 in a black. Sorcery, devoid. Target opponent exiles 2 cards and loses 2 life.
It's Blightning.
Sorta.
Crap, Blightning.
Crappy Blightning.
I like
Well,
Might of the
we've
Masses
seen these
better.
cards be cited
Yes.
in.
Myers Malice. I like Myers Malice a little bit better just because it can awaken a land.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Yep. Don't play this card.
But the art's cool.
It is cool.
Okay, play
Oh,
Myers
yeah.
Malice.
Zada's Commando. Screw this card.
Sawdust Commando.
2 in a red, first strike, 2/1. Cohort, tap, ally. Zada does 1 damage. To target opponent.
Sweet.
Fire Slinger for way more mana.
Wow, and
Yeah,
it's a
but the
2/1.
2/1 first strike is playable in itself.
Yeah.
So I think this will see play in ally decks and in aggressive red decks.
If there's a red aggro deck, yep.
So give this a C.
Makes sense.
Pretty sweet when you're locked out of attacking to be able to do this for the few final points.
Oh, I see. Tap. Yep, that's true.
It makes me miss Razor Whip Tip. Or Razor Whip.
Razor Tip Whip.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Zulaport Chain Mage, 3 and a black for a 4/2 human shaman ally. Cohort. I like this cohort better. Tap ally. Target opponent loses 2 life. Womp womp.
Yeah, I like it better on the commando because it's more aggressive. By the time this guy comes around, he will just be blocked, and then he will have to sit back and do this. And it's not really a defensive card either. So maybe? What do you think?
I mean, yeah, maybe. I just feel that this is... There's so many big butts that this is just going to be blocked. I don't even think that first strike's going to do anything. Too many butts, man. Too many butts.
I kind of feel like they're almost identical, and neither of them is particularly good. So the commando does kill the chain mage.
What would be better is if this cohort was, if you can cohort tap, if you control another ally, target opponent loses 2 life.
That was a lot better.
Yeah, but tap, I just hate that. I hate taking 2 creatures out of commission to do something so tiny.
Why didn't they just bring back Rally? Rally was really fluid, it worked well.
Mm-hmm.
It triggered appropriately. It was really fun to play with. They should have just brought back Rally.
I think they have to fill their quote with new abilities, so they had to have a certain number of new abilities.
That's funny.
And Rally is a lot better. I think actually Zulaport Chain Mage is close to unplayable, while the Commando is playable.
Well, the Commando successfully blocks the Chain Mage.
Yeah, that's discouraging.
All day. All day.
Yeah. So, there you go. D- on the Chain Mage.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. God.
That was a lot of cards for a small set.
Whew. 72.
And I'll say, the commons are... I think this is going to be a pretty decent limited format. And normally when the limited format's pretty good, standard Pauper is pretty good. So, kind of hopeful that the format is decent in soul rotation.
Cool.
I fear that there was too much for the prowess deck here, and that the prowess deck will be too dominant.
Too dominant. You're probably right. Oh well, get on board or move aside.
Get left behind.
Don't get on board. I hate the mirror.
All right, folks. Well, I am going to bow out, but Dan and Sam...
Are you going to keep recording then, or?
Oh, there's no way I can do that.
Can't you just leave it on?
Yeah, but then it would record all night.
All night.
Yeah, then you cut it after.
How would you cut it?
Yeah.
With 90%, you just cut out the last...
Right, but it would fill... What I'm saying, it would fill up my hard drive. If I just let it run, it's already 3.5 gigs.
How much space do you have on your hard disk?
I don't know. I have a lot.
Yeah, you probably have 500 gigs or something.
Oh, probably. I mean, I can.
Could you just grab it from Twitch?
Nope, not anymore, which sucks. You know what? Actually, no, I can grab it from Twitch. I'll just record it in real time. Let's do that. If you keep recording in Twitch, I'll just go in and watch it. And I'll add it to the end. So that'll be good. All right,
we're
folks.
Going to cover the Pauper Gauntlet without Brennon.
Yep, I'm tired. And I got to get up in the morning. It's late here. It's like 12:35. So... I will bid all of you a good day, but stay tuned because Dan and Sam are coming up with the Pauper Gauntlet, brought to you by MTG
tickets. Yay!
Closing. Oh, you guys might have to call each other back if I stop.
No! Leave Skype on.
I'll leave Skype on. Okay. All right, talk to you guys later.
Ciao.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, Sam, have you been watching some Gauntlet?
I have watched every video pretty much in its entirety up to the Aristocrats match tonight, just because it went up like 10 minutes before the show.
Yeah, I would be surprised if you had seen that. So let's start with that. I played Aristocrats, the renamed Suicide is Painless deck, against Burn. And he has crushed me in the first game. And then I found life staff in the second duel. And then in the third duel, he just made a gigantic carrion feeder and kicked his butt. So...
What's really funny about the name change is the Aristocrats is a tremendously dirty joke.
It is tremendously dirty.
Tremendously dirty. So I love the fact that he switched from something that is actually kind of a pretty song to naming it after one of the dirtiest jokes that you could ever possibly hear. So, good times.
Good times.
Yeah.
We might have talked about the couple of these from early last week, but I'm going to go through this list from the article on MTG Library. So I played Blue Bichinio, the Mono Blue Swarm deck, against Negator, playing his Mono Black Land Destruction deck. So that's actually some of the best Pauper Gauntlet matches, when I get to play against the Brewer playing another Pauper Gauntlet deck. And it was intense.
That was a great match. I like that deck. I like the deck. It actually performs a lot better than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I think I was reasoning there in the match where if he should really sideboard into the control deck instead of the land destruction deck, because I was so vulnerable to land destruction. Blue Bichinio is super greedy with its lands.
It runs like 18, doesn't it? It's
yeah,
like a real small amount.
And in both the games I won, just 2 land destruction spells would have killed me totally. But he went for the control shell, and he couldn't control all these creatures. So it was very intense, actually. One of the better matches from this week.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And there were so many times when I thought I was dead, but the blue little guys made it through.
Yay.
I don't remember much of the Simic Oracle versus Mono Black Control match.
It just ended up being you got just enough value out of your creatures.
I love grinding out Mono Black Control. It's like,
yeah,
oh, you are 2 for 1ing. I'm 3 for 1ing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, nothing too memorable, but pretty cool.
Just grind. Oh, Muldrifter. Another not so glorious moment was Crocajand versus Simic the Void.
2 very strange decks. I think didn't you just brick a whole bunch?
I did include Jund in the Gauntlet because people always try to build Jund in Pauper, and it's 3-color aggro. It doesn't have the mid-range value. It has problems, and the problems were very evident. And I lost this match because I couldn't find my mana. So the deck I played against was it was like a reject draft deck from Battle for Zendikar. I had no idea what he was doing with the deck, but he just needed to play creatures and attack, and
He was probably playing a processor deck, which people are trying to make work in Classic Pauper. It just is never going to work because the payoff's not worth it.
Well, it will work if I can't find the mana to play my spells.
That's the only time, yeah.
Yeah, Blastoderm has never looked as expensive. Like, oh no, it's 2 green. That's never going to work. I think the most seen deck in the Gauntlet is Angler Delver or Turbo Angler, the blue-black Gurmag Angler Delver deck.
It is all over the place, and people that play it seem to quit at the drop of a hat. I don't understand.
Yes, do I have Gurmag Angler? If not, quit.
And I mean, not this, okay, I'm too far back, let's go to sideboards. I don't ever want to see you again. I'm going to drop this match. Quit. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're
it's
practicing.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
And it's a pretty good deck, so it has killed a few decks already. But now I was playing it, and I was playing it against the Azorius Kitty. And that was grindy. And I ended up winning 2-1.
Yay, Angler.
Yeah, I think Azorius Kitty has the tools definitely to beat this. But a couple of well-placed counterspells.
His deck was weird.
Yeah, it was different, wasn't it?
It wasn't quite counter kitty. It wasn't quite traditional Azorius kitty. It was kind of like a mix of both, but not strong enough in either direction.
Did you see that traditional Azorius kitty is really high on Goldfish right now?
Yeah, all the kitty decks are marginally okay, but no, I hadn't seen that traditional.
I think it was really high. I think it was. I have to check it now. It was surprisingly high. Might have changed. Pauper metagame. It's number 5. It's above Stompy and Teachings and Delver, Fiend and Burn and Affinity.
Wow.
So that's pretty high. It's 12 placing decks, 4.5% of the meta.
That's ridiculous that the top 2. Oh my god. I don't even want to think about it.
Then I played Delver. And I ran into someone who had a better version of the Pauper Nightmare deck, he felt, than the one that is in the Gauntlet.
He was very proud of that fact.
Yeah, but he was going up against the best deck in Pauper, so he died. And Delver hasn't done very well in the Pauper Gauntlet. But maybe this year?
It does seem well positioned in the format right now. As it is 18.73% of the format.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It's insane.
That's a lot of yeah, that's a big chunk of the format.
It is. Ninja, the deep hours are $2.50 a piece right now.
What is?
Ninja, the deep hours?
Yeah, that's a great card to invest in when Kamigawa Drafts comes around, because that card moves up and down all the time.
And Dazes are apparently $32?
Nice.
That's insane. That's crazy bananas.
Yeah, and Days actually will stay high because we know that this year is only modern flashbacks. So we don't get any old sets flashbacks. Okay, moving on to the red-green Landcrusher deck that ran into Suicide Black, which must be one of the worst matchups there is.
Because it doesn't care if you're going to take out 1 or 2 of its lands, because it only needs 1 or 2 lands to beat you.
Yes, and that's, if you look back to the mono-blue swarm against mono-black land destruction, it's the same problem. So he boarded into the mono-black control shell because he felt that I will be swarmed if I try to land destroy. Yeah, because Suicide Black could be, but Suicide Black is faster, so it has time to establish. The mono-blue deck
At this point, are all the land destruction decks out?
No. We still have one of them. Okay. The mono green is still in.
Okay.
I think, yeah, have we lost all the others? Yes, we have. 4 of them are dead.
Yeah. It just seems like, even though people are greedy with their mana bases, I mean, I'm looking at the sample for Delver from Goldfish right now. It's only running 17 lands, but at the end of the day, it only neds 3.
Yeah, and Delver will stop your land destruction.
Yeah.
And then I think we talked about Suicide Black versus Tron last time.
Yeah, you just overwhelmed him, and I think he bricked out the land.
Yeah. And then I played Stompy Tokens against Angler Delver, which was fun.
That was a fun match.
That was a lot of tokens.
It was pretty excellent.
And then I ran into a really bad matchup again. Pestilence Control against Isetron. That wasn't fun. I don't think I ever had any chance there.
It was a really focused Isetron list too, and he played it really well, so...
Yeah, I was always expecting Cloud of Fairies, but I don't think it was in there.
I don't think it was the combo build.
No, it was just value Tron.
Yeah.
Red, green. But I don't see reason not to play green.
I think green strengthens the deck. The Marauders, the Stirrings.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, just those 8 cards alone adds a lot to the deck. So.
And is that Kuldotha, the runner-up? No, it's the third place deck from the Pauper Road Cup. It ran into Quitter, as did Mono Blue Control. So they are both in round 4. And then I played the Celestia Flash deck against its very worst matchup, Delver, and Delver crushed me totally.
That was a funny match. You're like, okay, I'm going to play this underpowered creature at the end of my opponent's turn. Okay, I'm going to play this underpowered creature at the end of my opponent's next turn. The whole recording. It was so sad.
Yeah, let's not talk about that anymore and move over to the Pauper Gauntlet, the deck called the Pauper Gauntlet that sadly got eliminated by Mono Black Control. And this is where Mono Black Control shines. Because the Pauper Gauntlet, playing Vulshock Gauntlets, it was... A lot of Pauper brews are designed to beat just weird creature decks that don't really exist. And the Pauper Gauntlet was really good at that. I made 6/6 guys super quickly. But Mono Black Control doesn't care. It's just, oh, you have a guy. If it had been 100, it would still be killed.
Yeah, I would still drop an oubliette on it and then Gary you 2 times over the next 3 turns. So
yes, and then all the 2-for-1s, they just add up, and yeah, it was rough.
And I mean, Mono Black Control right currently is like the second from the bottom of the format, which is really weird that it's so low.
I think it's still a pretty bad deck, but it has been so high, so that's weird. I think Mono Black Control is not hard to beat, but it's really hard to beat if you don't have any way to get card advantage.
I think a big part of it is that I don't know if the new players coming into the format cling to it because they want to do trickier things. So maybe that's it.
Maybe. The Pauper Nightmare deck, then, that somebody had a better version of, it's filled to the brink with removal. And that is sometimes really good in Pauper. I think it would have a big problem running into like something like Mono Black Control. But it ran into Delver, and Delver is quite weak to massive removal.
It definitely doesn't like the ability to remove stuff for tiny amounts of mana.
Yeah, so Pauper Nightmare won against Delver. And then we had this another dying land destruction deck, Gary Busey, played against Watch Rights. And this was a guy who had seen Watch Rights played by Bava long ago, and then just played it and honed it for a long time. So he was quite good at playing Watch Rights. And I'm pretty sure I could have done better in that match. But it was intense. It was a good match, and he won 2-1.
Gary, he died like he lived, out of control.
Yes. So Gary Busey has left the Pauper Gauntlet, which is sad. I had a lot of fun with that deck. And the last one in the article is Turbo Zoo, who defeated Goblins 2-0.
Yay, Turbo Zoo.
And I think that's a good matchup for Turbo Zoo because it's just a little slower than Goblins. It's the classic Magic thing that if you run into a deck that's just a little slower than you are in big trouble if you try to be aggressive.
And it has a few built-in ways of dealing with aggro.
Yes.
Again, that's probably my favorite of the zoo builds, and that's why I like it. I mean, it's not my build; it is Turbo Kitty's build, the delightful and lovely Turbo Kitty.
Kitty can build decks.
He can build decks and break hearts.
And then we have a couple of matches that gone up since this article was published. That's Slivers versus Burn on the main channel,
which was an awesome match. He was very talkative.
He was
very talkative in the chat, and you were like, "Let's talk after. Let's talk after." And he kept wanting to talk, but he should have been going for creatures in the third game and not towards your face.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, you did what Slivers likes to do, and that's play Slivers and beat face.
I love these matches, actually. Just two mindless aggro decks going at it.
Just like, bashing.
Burn you, Slivers.
Yeah.
It's like a good old Western brawl. So, what has gone up on the reserve channel? Well, it was the Aristocrat match, and then I played Stompy. And Stompy is the reigning champion of the Pauper Gauntlet. But I ran into teachings. And that can be a problem. Stompy is super hard control with control decks, but teachings could do it.
At one point, I clearly remember teachings for a disfigure and didn't play it when you were like tapped out. And I don't think at that point you had any way to stop it, but like he did a lot of little suboptimal things.
Yeah.
That made it probably impossible for him to win over the long term. And I mean, he was smart enough to clutch Walker, so that good for him, but
I felt good after that match. I felt that I played well. I hope I did. Roberto is saying that mono black control is down because of all the kitty decks and familiars. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, kitty can grind this a little bit harder, and then the familiars deck, you can just go off with it, I guess.
Yeah, familiars is super hard for any control deck to control.
Familiars is just a broken deck.
And then I played maybe the best matchup of the whole week, because I was playing White Weenie's Soul Tokens against Burn, which should be... I have 12 life-gaining creatures. So that should be a buy, but he took the first game. And then I just crushed him, so I won that.
Burn can't come back from you just incidentally gaining a whole bunch of life.
People do tend to overrate that matchup for Soul Sisters in Modern, etc. It's not the 95-5 matchup, but it's pretty good.
I don't see a lot of Soul Sisters in Modern anymore. Yeah, really, I don't see a lot of white decks in Modern anymore. Wow. It's just because Twin can just win, and Amulet Bloom can just win, and Scapeshift can just win, and when you're mono white, you don't have a lot of stuff you can do against those decks.
Actually, it's a little weird, because I see a lot of decks that Soul Sisters have a good matchup against in the top decks here. If I look at the Modern metagame, you have Junk, you have Affinity, you have Naya Burn, you have Jund. So I think Soul Sisters is about as it has always been, but it's still a fringe deck.
The big hot new deck right now is the Eldrazi deck.
Yeah. I just longing to play that with Tron. I don't know how that matchup will go.
I don't know.
4 Olamogs.
Yeah, they play 4 Olam, or they the one I'm looking at just has one.
There are two different decks. There is a black-white, like small Eldrazi deck, and there is a green-black Eldrazi ramp deck, and that one has fallen out of Goldfish now.
Oh, okay.
Of the top
Yeah,
list, but the value deck is still there.
Yeah, I mean it's got access to Path, and then all of your.
No, I think this value deck is dead to Tron. It looks horrible against Tron.
I think Tron, just the ability to drop Karn on the third turn regularly is really hard for any deck that wants to establish its mana base. And this deck definitely has to.
Yeah, I think this is just a mid-range deck, the black-white Eldrazi deck, and mid-range decks are not very happy playing against Tron. But the other deck, the ramp deck that ramps into 4 Ulamogs, that sounds scary.
Oblivion Sorry does seem like it would be good.
It's just a guy.
Against Tron, yeah, you get the 4 cards.
It doesn't do anything. They might get Tron, but no, I don't think that does much against Tron.
Eye of Ugin has shot way up because of it.
Definitely, because it's played in both those decks. There's a black-red Eldrazi deck as well, with 7 placements on Goldfish. And there's a mono-black Eldrazi deck. What's happening?
Yeah, that's the new one that's kind of popped up in the last couple of days.
Yeah, the green-black deck is gone.
At the Modern Open, the Star City Games Open this last weekend, a few of the pros showed up playing it. So, okay, so we have veered off of Pauper somehow.
Yes, that was all the matches from the Gauntlet.
And at the end of we're not quite at the end of round 3 yet.
Oh, actually, I will finish round 3 this week, and I have 25 matches to go. So
good Lord.
So I am going to play Pauper all day today.
16 matches played with the 10-6 record, 22-10 total for round 3.
So
that's insane.
That's a lot of matches.
It is a lot of matches.
And that will be fun.
I hope you don't get any quitters.
I think I wrote this wrong. There is 35 decks left. Because there were 67 decks entering round 3. And 57 decks are still active because 10 have been eliminated in round 3. But the article is wrong, so I have to change it.
So only 35 decks are left?
No, I have to play 35 decks in round 3 still. But there is 57 decks. There are 57 decks that are still alive in the Gauntlet, plus the 3 that will be voted back.
Man. So many matches.
Yeah, and of course, as always, I'm saving the tricky decks for last, such as Banned Fog. I'm looking at you, Pericor. So they will all have to be played before we podcast again.
It's going to be awesome.
It's a lot of decks I have. I am scared of playing. Like Snow Goat,
Snowco,
Turbo Zoom.
Oh my god. It's going to be good YouTubing though.
It will be. What else is left? I fear Absent Grindhouse because I was so close to timing out last time.
Because that doesn't have a real straightforward win condition, does it? It's all about
grind from hell.
All grind all the time.
There are some fun decks left too. And familiars, of course. Always familiars.
Always familiars. I want to be a gauntlet without familiars. Okay, so a question.
Yes.
Because the ban is upcoming. There is bans upcoming, and I don't have any inside information that Cloud of Fairies is going to be banned.
It's not unlikely.
If it does happen to get banned,
yes,
what happens?
Then the brewers get to change their decks or forfeit. So that's what happened. This happened in the first Pauper Gauntlet with Simic Stormpost. And Temporal Fissure decks the other Temporal Fissure decks were already eliminated when the ban came.
The Cloud Post, the Simic, actually the best build probably of the Cloud Post.
Yeah, I think the Mono Blue deck was better that time, but David Schaffer decided to forfeit and drop out with the deck. So you would get to decide to change the Delver deck because Delver is not dropping out because of that ban.
No, Delver, whoever submitted Delver, was that me? It could have been me.
Yeah, it was you.
Delver is weakened but not killed.
Yep.
But Familiars...
Yeah, Familiars doesn't have a brewer, so it will just be dropped if it happens.
Yeah, Familiars is just... it just adds so many steps trying to work around the loss of Cloud of Fairies that it's probably not viable in the same way anymore.
I don't know. I think Snap could still work. But...
but you run Snap in capacity. Yeah, I know. So
I don't think any other deck plays Cloud of Fairies.
No, but when we talk about just those two decks, it's such a tremendous amount of the format. Nobody submitted the Izzet-Tron combo deck, and that's the other deck that's kind of troublesome but kind of fringe.
So that's what will happen if there is a ban. I would be very surprised if anything else was banned.
I can't nail down another thing that's so troublesome to need banned.
Unless they sort of decided to streamline the ban list and make it similar to other ban lists and just remove Ponder and Preordain or something like that.
They better not.
No, that would be strange.
It's the only format that you can play those cards.
And the amount of blue decks in the Gauntlet that don't play Ponder or Preordain is pretty big.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of the decks, their card draw is like Maul Drifter.
Compulsive Research.
Yeah, Compulsive Research is really good too. So,
but of course, Ponder and Preordain are best if they are in combo decks, and we don't really have too many of those.
No, just
because they have been
just
banned.
Familiar. Yeah, thank God, because the combo decks were Cloud Post and the Fisher decks. And none of those
were the old Storm decks.
Oh, Storm. I actually think we have just enough tools that they could unban Empty at this point.
I do not agree.
They can never unban Grape Shot. Ever. I don't
think they can unban Empty the Warrens.
They probably can't. Even with them learning a few ways of dealing with it. So.
Yeah, but you have to have a way to deal with it on turn 0 because there were the first turn kills.
Yeah, and you also, I don't think they want people having to gum up their sideboards that much.
And I doubt they are seriously looking at unbanning anything for Pauper.
I don't think they're going to unban anything in any format.
They don't have the motivation to unban stuff like they have in Modern. For in Modern, they have to shake up the Pro Tour.
People are sure they're going to unban Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah, that looks likely. It looks like it. There are indications that might happen, but I would be surprised.
I mean, just the Batterskull play just makes it seem like that would be a silly decision, but maybe it's just not that good anymore in how Modern is right now.
Everybody main decks that command that kills artifacts.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the Black
command.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for Bloodbraid Elf.
I would love Liberated Elf to get unbanned, but it's a good creature with a horrible mechanic attached, Cascade, and I think Wizards, if they could go back in time and remove Cascade, they probably would.
Together with Storm.
Yeah, Storm. I don't know. We could see Storm again. It's just never going to be at the same level. I mean, they love it in all of the...
I think Prowess is the fixed Storm.
I like Prowess. I'm glad they've made Prowess evergreen, even though we've only gotten like one creature in the last couple of sets with it. Innistrad with Prowess dudes instead of Undying dudes seems like it would be fun, so...
Undying Prowess dudes, perhaps.
Undying Prowess dudes, oh my god. Oh, that would be the dream.
Okay, now we have derailed totally, because we don't have Brennon who keeps us in control.
No, we don't. But I think we're actually kind of at the end, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And I need to play some Pauper.
And I need to go to sleep because this was a 3-hour-long show.
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah, the set reviews are always super long.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, okay, so that's it. You'll close the stream, right? Twitch, and then that'll wrap it up. Brennan can just grab it. Okay, that's it.
Roberto says Bloodbraid Elf into Stormforge Mystic.
I don't want to think about plays like that. Naya broke deck. Naya gross. Yeah. Okay.
We should probably end this then.
Yep. I will talk to you.
Search for MagicGatheringStrat on Google and you'll find us everywhere.
Yes. Come to the channel.
Yeah.
Watch some videos.
For the MagicGatheringStrat Show, I am Dan.
I'm Sam, and Brennan loves everybody. Don't forget it.
Yeah. Take care, people.
Night.
Bye-bye.